Welcome back to the Sad Dad Games podcast. Today we'll be doing a Switch 1 retrospective, including a farrago of random trivia, a bellicose and pugnacious debate over which Switch title is the most tits, and then we'll discuss our favorite personal Switch anecdotes. We are your hosts, Shan,
Eric,
Tucker,
Emerlie.
Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's get nasty.
Someone should have been keeping track of how many ridiculous words Shan used in that intro.
I've never heard of something so high energy, so pretentious, and a little bit vulgar at the same time.
That's my flavor. You figured me out.
That's Shan's secret spice.
Shan in a nutshell.
No, I figure if you come in with some pretentious words, you better be prepared to either self-deprecate or throw something completely contradictory to that tone, which is why I said the most tits. Like, it undercuts bellicose and pugnacious because they're like, is this guy a dick? Oh no, he said something that was kind of funny. And so you juxtapose that and you get something that's kind of just like uniquely my flavor. Right?
I mean, yeah. Yep, I didn't understand most of those words, but you said tits and I understood that one. So on the same page. Yeah.
So I've hooked all types of people with that intro.
Yeah.
Farrago, I just learned that word today and it was convenient. It's a random and confusing mixture of things. So Farrago, random trivia, bellicose and pugnacious, roughly the same, but just like ready and eager to quarrel and fight and be somebody who likes arguing, you know?
Great. I definitely know Shan is one of those people, and I'm definitely going to be one of those people for a couple of these games. So,
yes, I am intransigent, so I do like to get, really, I like to get in fisticuffs with my words. So
I don't know what that means, but the technical term is asshole.
Yeah.
That's it. There it is.
Let's get started. That's what I hear you guys saying with your subtext there.
Yeah, my mouth isn't saying it, but my eyes are definitely saying it.
I'm in danger. Right. Get us out of here.
Okay, so the Switch 1 came out March 3rd, 2017. A day which will live in infamy. I don't think it's infamy, right? Like, because this isn't a bad day. I don't know if infamy is the opposite.
Yeah. Just regular for me.
Unless you were trampled by the hordes that day, then yeah, it was a really good day.
Actually, no. Switch 1, when it released, came out during an era of like incredible skepticism for the Nintendo brand because of Wii U. So I just kind of walked in and got my Switch 1.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it and everything, but there was like a line at GameStop, but it wasn't crazy. It was me and like 20 people.
Yeah, I had no problem. And I remember I brought the Switch 1 to work like the week I got it, and I thought I was like the coolest boy in school because here it's like I just kind of pull it out of my pocket and I just start like playing it on my desk. I'm like, I'm so cool, you guys.
So I have a question for you guys. When you bought your first Switch, because I guess for those of you who bought it on opening,
we bought multiple. I
was going to ask, did you red and blue Joy-Cons or the gray Joy-Cons? Which did you get?
So I wanted the red and blue Joy-Cons. So my Switch buying experience was a little bit different. So I was a little bit late to the game. So Shan and Eric had already gotten their Switches, told me how awesome Breath of the Wild was. I actually went and bought Breath of the Wild first at GameStop before I even had a Switch. And then I'm pretty sure I got the last Switch in Washington State because nowhere could I find a Switch in stock except for this store in Yakima, Washington, which if
I remember knows
where it is. Yeah, so it was like an hour away from my work. And so I was a manager at a Jamba Juice. And so I just put somebody else in charge, left work in the middle of the day to drive up to this one store so I called them and like, oh, we have one in stock, but somebody else already called about it. And I'm like, great, I will be there first. And so I just jumped up there an hour away, beat that guy. So some dude called this store, was so excited to go in and get the last Switch in Washington State, and then got there and it was gone because
And
I
instead,
left
you got a
work.
big old middle finger from Tucker.
Yeah. But all they had was the gray, so I was a little bit disappointed. But I ended up getting the purple and orange Joy-Cons later on, which were fantastic.
Yeah. Tucker also gets major FOMO, so like anytime 2 out of the 3 of us have something, Tucker gets it, the next day.
Yeah, I've learned that is not great. Hollow Knight.
Hey, whoa!
You haven't played enough to make an assessment.
Yeah, there's a reason I won't be on the Hollow Knight episode, because that was going to be one of my most disappointing Switch games, but I realized that is not a very popular opinion.
You're the wrong crowd for that, friendo.
Yeah, just my most disappointed Switch game was Hollow Knight.
Okay, well, that's a question for the end of the podcast. Spoiler,
Yeah.
But yes, okay. So
makes me genuinely angry.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Eric, I actually never got a Switch. I've never had
right.
an actual
Right
Switch.
on the Switch too. Yeah.
That was when I was deep in my own business and I was working like 80, 100-hour work weeks on a regular basis, and just like I was a little neurotic
isn't even
about
a
it.
number.
82, 100 plus. I was averaging like 80 to 100 hours a week. And it was insane. And I was just burning myself out. And I stopped playing video games for a long time. So I was just kind of deep in that. And I've taken a step back since. But basically, like, I have another brother besides Shan who had a Switch. And he lives in the same house as me. And he bought the Switch and was super disappointed because he's like, oh, the frame rates, I can't handle it. And so
he is
just
the
let me
perfect
borrow
stereotype of like the PC master race trope, right? Like,
it.
oh, the frame rate isn't a lock 60. This game is unplayable. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
he's that kind of autistic. Yes, like he's aggressive about frame rates, and he just like didn't like it as much. So he would let me borrow the Switch every now and then. And then Shan got me a Switch Lite a couple years ago, and
What color
I've
was
never
your Switch Lite?
My Switch Lite. So Shan changed out the plate, and it's like that light blue kind of jewel tone, the glacier blue. Because I had a Game Boy Advance that was the glacier blue, and Shan like secretly kind of asked me my opinion, and I didn't realize that he was going to make one for me, and so he got me the glacier blue. It was so nostalgic. And yeah, that's my Switch Lite. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I bought it for $50 off of KSL, which is like Craigslist for Utah, from like this nasty little boy who had like ripped up the Joy-Cons and stuff.
It's an important detail.
Yeah.
It had stickers on it and stuff. So like completely usable hardware other than like the Joy-Con, the sticks that I had to replace and the cover. And so I polished it up, flipped it, and so she got a super cheap Switch.
I mean, it was free for me. Yes, super, super cheap.
All right, well, let's continue. So Switch Lite came out in 2019, the OLED came out 2021, and the Switch 2 came out June 5th, 2025. That makes the lifespan of the Switch 1 3,015 days.
Fun fact, it is the longest life cycle of a Nintendo home console.
It
Really?
is the longest life cycle of any console.
Well, there you go.
Man, COVID really threw off my timing because it felt like the Switch one was not that long ago.
Well, listen,
I was a completely different person.
Was just milking it. They like the Switch was lightning in a bottle. Everyone loved it, and they were gonna just ride that as long as they could.
Yeah, the Wii U to Switch 1 was 1,566 days, so about half of the lifespan.
It's still too long.
You know why, right?
I love my Wii
U.
Listen, the Wii U's that's another episode. I don't have too many ill feelings about the Wii U, but it definitely wasn't great.
The next longest life cycle was the 360 to the Xbox One. That was 2,922 days, so about 100 days less. The PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 was 2,561, so that drops about a full year. PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 was 2,554. So we get a lot of life cycles that are almost like dead heat in the 2,500 days life range.
It's like 7-ish years, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's when I found out like how close and tight the Xbox and PlayStation used to be. Like the PlayStation 4 released November 15th, 2013, Xbox One November 22nd, so a week later. And then you fast forward to the 5 and the X and S, and it's November 12th and November 10th. So these two can't get out of lockstep with each other, which is when Nintendo swoops in on the off years and just cleans up with a completely different market.
Yeah, I just love that Nintendo, like a while ago, they were like, we're just going to kind of do our own thing and run our own race. You know, the Wii U was, you know, came out a little bit before the Xbox One and the PS4, and then it failed so miserably that they had to kind of like really fast pump something new out. And so the Switch 2 came out like about halfway through that, like the typical console cycle for that, like Xbox and PlayStation, and it just came in and cleaned house.
All right, so a little bit of trivia. Everybody, I'm sure, can name the number one best-selling Switch. Anybody want to buzz in?
The Switch game, the best-selling Switch
game. Sorry, it's the best-selling
Mario
Switch
Kart
game.
8 Deluxe.
Yeah, gotta be
So
By
that
a
is
lot. Yeah.
68.86 million. That is a lot. Okay, second
that
best-selling
dollars
game.
or copies.
Copies. They don't release the dollar
Yeah.
amount.
Second
I
best
bet
is Animal
Breath
Crossing.
of the Wild.
No, it's Animal Crossing because of COVID.
Yep.
48.19 million. So that drops by 20 million from the next spot. Third most.
Mario Odyssey.
One of the Pokemon games. Scarlet and Violet.
You know, I bet if they combine those, it would be on the list if somebody wants to look that up while I'm talking. It's not that. It's Super Smash Brothers Ultimate at 36.55.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any guesses?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, 33.04 million. So that drops from Smash Ultimate by 3 million. And then number 5.
Number 5 would be Odyssey, Mario Odyssey.
It's Odyssey. Eric, did
Odyssey.
you get all of them? Well, except
Listen, I know my shit, you guys.
This is Eric's entire personality.
I'm wearing my
You're gonna
Nintendo shirt.
It's
By
like
the way-
Ron Swanson when he goes into the store. He's like, "Stop! I know more than you."
I know.
Nintendo of New York is the shit. I love that place.
It's
Nintendo
so
of
cool.
Nintendo of Japan, arguably, well, I don't know. They have different things. When I went to a Nintendo of New York, it had the like nearly destroyed Nintendo DMG unit that had not been turned off since some event happened like a decade or more before, a couple decades before.
Yeah, it
like
wasn't
they
there
had
when
it,
I went.
Yeah, it had it permanently powered. It sounds like they've either moved it maybe to the Nintendo Museum that just opened in Kyoto.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
But the reason Shan brought this up is I'm wearing my Nintendo of New York shirt, and so
yeah,
very cool store.
So Super Mario Odyssey is 29.5 million, so that drops about 3.5 million from Breath of the Wild. I actually would have thought Mario Odyssey would have beat Zelda because it's always been the best seller in franchises, and it was actually Breath of the Wild, especially being the release game. Like Zelda is a console pusher in the United States. It is not almost anywhere else, especially Japan. We went to, Tucker and I and Emerlie, we went to a Nintendo of Japan, and like the Pikmin section of a Nintendo Japan was like 3 times bigger than the Zelda section.
I love Pikmin.
They were, I think Japan is all about Splatoon because their Splatoon section was by far the biggest. It was huge.
And Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Breath of the Wild, like we think of it as like the peak franchise over here, but the numbers never really blew up until Breath of the Wild, and it reached an entirely new audience with its sandbox physics mechanics that were revolutionary to the franchise, and its open world. Like we've done open world since like Zelda 1. Not all games are, but they've explored open world before, but it was a transformative entry into the genre that was unlike anything before. But I don't need to get ahead of myself on arguments when we get to the bracket.
Yeah.
It's just
most Zelda home console games sat pretty comfortably between the like 10 to 15 million ish range. And then Breath of the Wild just came in and was like 35 million, like just crazy. So, yeah.
Right. I also wanted to talk about so Nintendo itself has 21 studios under its purview. So there's a bunch of them that are owned and internal. There's one that's an associate, that's the Pokemon Company, and then you have 6 independent partners. So that includes your Game Freak, HAL Laboratory, Creatures Inc., Grezzo, stuff like that. You'll recognize some of those names, like behind Kirby, behind Pokemon, behind Grezzo was Link's Awakening. Mm-hmm. So those are independent partners, but they're still like only developed for the Switch. And inside of Nintendo EPD Studio, we have 13 teams. So these are going to be the teams that you're going to want to know, the names that are important, because they just go by numbers, really. So the EPDs, so when Tucker, Emerlie, and I were in Kyoto, Japan, they didn't want to wake up super early on our last day in Kyoto for some reason. And so I went on a 5-mile run from our Nintendo hotel that they had repurposed. And I put on 8-bit Pokemon music, and I was playing Pokemon Go as I was running. And I ran out to Pokemon headquarters, took a picture out in front of it, and then some random Japanese guy stops right by the side of the street in his car, and he hands me some origami that he had on his dashboard, full of like little good luck jingles, like kind of like Christmas bells.
Adorable.
Like, this man was so delightful and charming, and like my headcanon tells me that he has some connection to Nintendo, and he just loved that I was traveling to Mecca to pay my respects.
Nerd Mecca, yeah.
And he's like, I love this tourist, I love this guy, I'm gonna give him my origami, right, as Ryan on The Office would say.
It's so authentic.
Yeah. So it was just like my favorite memory out in Kyoto, which is the best city in Japan that I've been to by far. It just had perfect vibes.
And Shan's been to a lot of cities in Japan. I just want to clarify that. It's not like you went to
so
2.
many.
Yeah. Spent
it's my
3
favorite
weeks. I don't think
I went to.
Yeah.
I think it was our consensus though, because we stayed at the Nintendo hotel. This was a 5-star hotel. We got like a 7-course breakfast. They gave us robes. They wined and dined us. They gave us a tour the night that
free
we got
open
there.
bar.
Open bar of like
free snacks and drinks at night.
We just took the white
amazing.
peach juice primarily.
Yeah,
fancy.
We felt so cool, but yeah, they gave us a tour of the entire location, and they and the tour guide was like, "Did you know this used to be a Nintendo hotel?" I was like, please.
That's why we're here.
That's why I paid a shit ton of money to stay here.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, just to clarify, this was the old headquarters of Nintendo. Like
so
when
cool.
it was
From,
when
like,
it was
the
a
early
card.
19
like when it was a
1900
card company,
time.
like a game card company.
I love that. That's so cool.
And so they had like a few different areas, and like my mom, she went with us. Her room was, I think, somebody's like actual bedroom, like one of
I forgot
Yeah,
about
like
that.
the owner or president or something.
Yeah. And so it's like a mix of like there's their old office building that they repurposed, and then actual like their rooms that they repurposed into this really sweet boutique hotel.
Right. They created an extension to add more rooms, and those were the rooms we stayed in. They were the biggest beds I've ever seen in Japan.
By far.
Yeah.
Because they were king size and not twin.
Every other place we stayed at, even 3 stars above or below, like the rooms you could barely walk around. Like they are very efficiently spaced. But not this place. This place was luxurious. So stay at more 5-star hotels, I guess, even if it bankrupts you.
Just do it.
Kyoto was my fondest memory. And so anyway, traveling out to Kyoto, love this whole situation. So production groups, I just wanted to get into this briefly. There are they're going to be the ones, there's like the 3D Mario team, the 2D Mario team, and the Zelda teams. Those are the ones that you're going to want to keep your eye on. The 2D Mario team also does Pikmin. So these are the teams. The other ones, Some of them help with central art and UX, some help with programming standards and audio, and others just did smaller things like 3D Super Mario, 3D Donkey Kong belongs to production group 8. Animal Crossing and Splatoon is the same one at production group number 5. But the teams that matter are Zelda, which is group number 3, 2D Mario and Pikmin, which is team number 10, and 3D Mario, so this would be Odyssey, and 3D Donkey Kong, so Bonanza. That's going to be team number 8. These are the teams that matter. These are the all-stars.
Yeah, the big wigs, the big guns when they need something to really like push consoles or be amazing. Those are the guys they bring in.
I think my favorite external team, though, would be, we'll see, there's Grezzo, which is an honorable mention for Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom, which I think they partnered with EPD3, the ones that did the mainline Zelda, which makes sense because they had the sandbox physics infused with Link's Awakening.
Yeah, well, they also did the for the 3DS, the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask remakes.
Yeah. Nintendo Pictures, so they don't make the games per se, but they do like cinematics for Mario Wonder. They did contributions to Pikmin 4, Super Mario RPG, so they're art support. But I think my favorite external is in Canada. It's Next Level Games. This is the one that did Luigi's Mansion 3. I think that is the most beautiful game on the Switch. Contender with Metroid Prime remake. Well, it's a remaster.
Yes,
but those are technically called a remaster, but it's pretty much a remake. Like, let's be real.
Like, I'm just very impressed with what they could do. Did they work? Maybe they worked on the other Luigi's Mansions, and Nintendo decided to acquire them after number 3 did so fantastically well. I have a huge soft spot in my heart for the Luigi's Mansion franchise because it was my first GameCube game.
Yeah, because I think Luigi's Mansion 1 was one of the launch titles for GameCube, wasn't it?
It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
highly
instead of with a
replayable.
Mario game. Yeah.
Which was, who thinks I'm going to create a whole new IP around Luigi and make it Ghostbusters? Like, where did this come from? It's amazing.
Fun fact, I have actually never played the original Luigi's Mansion.
What?
I kind of passed me by. I never did, but I absolutely love 3. I've played 2 and I like that one a lot. But the Luigi's Mansion 1 is eventually, sooner or later, going to come to the GameCube Nintendo Switch Online app, and I will definitely play it when that happens.
Okay. Well, okay, so let's did anybody have any other trivia they want to share about the Switch?
Shan shared a lot of like Switch trivia. I have a lot of Eric Switch trivia. If we want to just take a minute to indulge me on how much of a gigantic nerd that I am. So I went through and I collected just a couple of little stats about my Switch usage over the years. So I got a Switch on launch day and I've played it basically nonstop since then. So who wants to try to guess the total number of games that I have on my Switch?
So you're talking digital and first party?
Just all of my games, yep.
I think you're at about 200.
It's a good guess.
I was going to say, now my guess of 78 seems really low.
It's a good guess, Tucker.
I'm going to do 150, like in the middle. Oh.
You are all wrong. It's 237.
It's 5.
Wow.
You have any money left?
237 games. Well, so I buy a lot of indie games. I have a wish list, and whenever they go on sale, I pick them up for a few bucks. So I play a lot of indie games. For those of you who are new to the channel, you know that about me.
I got 50 physical games. I don't know how many digital games I got, but I was picking up every primary title that they like first party title that they were pushing.
Yeah, I have a few gaps in my like first party titles, but I'll rectify it sooner.
Yeah, like Pokemon. Because Scarlet and Violet, it's like I want to play it, but make it prettier.
Yeah, we can get into that sometime. But yeah, so and then I went through and I collected some of the top 10 games, my top 10 games as far as hours played. And so we'll go, and I went down to 14 because those were the ones that were all just lots of hours, but we'll do the top 10. So Number 10 is Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. I played for 110 hours.
Oh my god!
How is that more than Breath of the Wild? I easily
No.
cleared, like 120.
No, that's
the
number
lowest
10.
one.
That's 10.
That's the lowest.
No.
Oh.
Just wait. I mean, not the lowest, but that's the one that I like. I was collecting these numbers and I was just sitting here like, oh no.
What have I done with my life?
You guys?
I need to be a better father.
So, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, 110 hours. Monster
Hold on.
Hunter
Pause real fast.
Oh,
I just want to calculate the total here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to
110?
calculate. Tucker, add them all up for me so that we can know how many hours on my top 10 games, and then we can
110
divide
for
and figure
Shovel
out how many
Knight?
days. Yeah. So Shovel Knight was 110.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Rise, which is a phenomenal game, 115.
You
Then-
never talked about it, but go on.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I knew you guys wouldn't play it with me, and so I
How
love
have you
that game,
spent
but I knew that it's not
105
one that
hours
you
on a
guys would
game
play
and
with me.
not mention it once.
You should play Monster Hunter Rise. Play it with me. I don't want to.
It's Capcom,
Okay.
so maybe.
It's really good, you guys. I love it. It's very grindy, but that's kind of the point. All right. Anyways, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 120 hours. Also a great game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 150. And then Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at 160. You guys, I have a problem. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, 170. Fire Emblem Three Houses at 175. Animal Crossing New Horizons, also 175.
Just 175 on Animal Crossing?
I know.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, 225 hours. And then the big kahuna, who can guess what
Hollow
Switch game
Knight.
I've played more than any other Switch game?
Breath of the Wild, 1,200 hours.
No. Oh my goodness, no. Breath of the Wild, 310 hours.
Did you do did you play the second
I
master
did.
mode?
Yeah. Well, and I also included, I played a separate file. Like I added a second user just so that I could play through it again without deleting my save file. And I included that in there as well. So, and then Emerlie Hollow Knight is on the list. It's number 12 at 90 hours.
Close enough. Oh, I beat you. I have over 100 hours on mine
Ooh.
because I was so bad at bosses.
So those are my top 10 most played Switch games. And now you know a little bit more about me. And
Okay,
so how many? What's the total hours? Tucker?
Recap, 1,710 hours.
Nice. How many days is that?
So if you do 24-hour days, that is 71 and a quarter days.
Woo!
So
That's
for
like
over
2.5
2 months
months.
straight, Eric has played the Switch.
Well, just
That's
those
2
games.
months he
There's
could have
so many
spent with
more.
his children. That's 2 months he could have been doing something a little bit more.
No, you're making it worse. I hope
Well,
that
I
none
think
of my
I-
family watches this and judges me.
Yeah, I think I only cleared 100 hours like on Breath of the Wild and maybe Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, definitely only. Yeah.
So that's all my trivia. Shan was like, come prepared with some trivia. And I was like, I've got some trivia.
All right. Should we get into the bracket?
Let's do
Let's
it.
bracket up.
30
minutes in. Bracket. So I don't know if it's been on screen the whole time or if it's just now
It
being
has.
pulled up. I don't really know how the video. I know it's been on the screen the whole time.
It could
I
be
don't know how
edited to
Emerlie
be
is going to edit the
edited.
video. So if it
Yeah.
hasn't been on the screen the whole time, pabow! Here's our bracket. Yay.
Oh, so pretty. This is the first time I'm
So
seeing
I
it.
guess I can let Shan kind of run this, but we all picked 4 games that we thought deserved to be some of the best Switch games. Make sure that we didn't overlap titles, and we're gonna narrow it down.
It's
bracket
primarily first party titles. Are they all first party? Well,
They're all
like,
first party titles. Yeah.
Yes. First party, it could be independent studio, but owned by Nintendo. So, yes, these are first party entries. It was very difficult we had to knock a couple out, but some of them are ports or remakes, and we couldn't get rid of them, so we had
They
to
were
leave
too
them
good.
on there.
Yeah.
So, round 1, we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land versus Pikmin 4.
This is
all
a
right.
hard one. Start right out of the gate. A tough one
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to try to time box this. I'm gonna go first. I think this belongs to Pikmin 4. Well, okay, Kirby. I have to say, it completely reinvented the franchise in a way that it was dormant. Nobody really struggled with it. It has the most gorgeous, silliest animations. It's probably the most I've ever laughed during a Switch game. And the music is phenomenal. I want to give it to that. But as a whole, Pikmin 4, what it does is, as a first-party entry, is that Nintendo doesn't have a lot of real-time strategy games. And it took me until the fourth game to realize that, like, this is essentially a World of Warcraft or a StarCraft. Like, this is like Nintendo's answer to simplified, family-friendly, real-time strategy. And I was with it. It was one of my first and original games on GameCube, which is the console I'm most fond of. But Pikmin 4 took all of the best and left out all of the worst of the previous 3 Pikmin and just knocked it out of the park with something that was incredibly dynamic and super gorgeous and thrilling to play. So Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4. I think I'm going to have to echo Shan's argument on that one. I absolutely adore Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and it makes my heart sad to not vote for it right out of the gate. But I think Pikmin 4 was something special. I wasn't really a big Pikmin fan because I had never played the series until probably about a year ago. And on a whim, I just got Pikmin 1 and 2 and immediately was like, oh, this has been something that's been missing from my brain. I need more of this. And I devoured those 2 games. I bought the third one. I blasted through that one. I just like could not get enough. I played all 4 Pikmin games in like a month because I just like, I needed all of them and I was just eating them up. And then, so to play them so quickly back to back like that, Pikmin 4 is leaps and bounds ahead. It does do some things that simplify and take some of the edge and difficulty off from some of the previous
climax
entries.
Of 3 is the most brilliant, right? Like,
yeah.
This didn't hit the heights of the climax.
So it does kind of have a little bit less teeth than some of the previous ones, but on the whole, I think it's a much more enjoyable game. It is much more balanced and well put together. There's so much to do. Like, content-wise, Pikmin games before were relatively brief, which is great, not a problem with that, but there's just so much to do in Pikmin 4, and all of it is genuinely really high quality, really enjoyable stuff to do. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of filler or just junk. It's one of those games that you 100% it because it's fun, not because you're trying to check things off the list. So I would vote Pikmin 4 as well.
Side note, in Kyoto, in Nintendo Japan, I picked up the Bulborb Stuffy and all of the Pikmin Stuffies that they had available.
Because it fits in its mouth.
Yeah, now my daughter is addicted to it. She loves the Bulborb. I do have a little Bulborb voice where I'm like, oh, I'm really hungry for your stuffed animals. And then she like screams and runs away with her stuffed animals. And then I try to eat it with the Bulborb. And
adorable.
That thing can fit 2 or 3 Pikmin in its mouth. It is adorable. And I got my daughter a blue Pikmin jacket that she's starting to age into. She looks
that's
very
fantastic. I'm so excited for that. I remember buying that jacket with you.
Yeah. Tucker, did you have something to share on this bracket?
Oh, I was just going to vote for Pikmin 4 too.
Okay.
I don't need to echo anything else besides like you, Shan, like love it on the GameCube. One of my favorite games on there. And yeah, I've loved the franchise.
I have never played a Pikmin game.
Ooh, you should. They're great.
I remember Shan playing them.
2 is butts.
Oh, no. I remember Shan playing Pikmin on the GameCube when we were kids. But yeah, I've never played it myself. So I vaguely know what it's about. And it's adorable on the surface. But yeah, I've never played it. But it's okay. Majority already voted.
Yeah. All right,
well,
it moves on.
It moves on. And just one last quick thing about Pikmin. I love its adorable mix of horrific violence and like adorable visuals. It's so like funny. It's just like adorable visuals and then shocking, unexpected violence. Why is this not?
Stop. You had me at violence.
Yeah, nothing is as satisfying as like accidentally wiping out 100 Pikmin on a boss battle and just needing to completely redo, right? Like it is horrific to see them all just like get scooped up by a giant monster's tongue and they're just gone. And you just see like 100 little Pikmin souls float away.
I don't know what's happening here. Why is okay, I messed that up. There we go. I did it. Pikmin 4.
You did it.
I don't know why that was being so difficult. Okay. Next one.
All right, Breath of the Wild. Move on.
Okay, who wants to start this round?
Okay, I'll start with the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So these games I actually loved.
Loved.
Like
Tucker,
loved.
Want to tell us our story?
Yeah, so I went to go buy this game, and I had to coordinate with Shan before I bought the Pikachu version.
You gotta
So
get
Shan,
the right version.
yeah, so Shan, I had a strong inclination. Okay, Shan probably got the Eevee version. Before I get Pikachu, I would have gotten Pikachu regardless. But I wanted to coordinate a little bit with Shan to make sure that he got the Eevee. So with the Pikachu, so we could complete each other's Pokédex.
Yeah.
So what these games do is they combined Pokemon Go, which was the biggest hit of 2016 that summer.
Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah, go to the polls.
You know, it was we know the guy who wrote that joke. His name is John. What's his last name?
Did they throw him in jail for that?
No, he's on a podcast. John Lovett. So he like throws himself on the coals for that joke because he knows how absolutely awful it was, and it was like the worst political joke ever made in history. It's funny.
Yeah. And the like original like Pokemon red, blue, green, and yellow. Not green.
The only thing
Just
that I
red, blue,
thought
and
that
yellow.
like this was a perfect experience. They perfected just about every pain point of the original game. The only thing that I thought was not as successful is they should have made the story in the likeness of Pokemon Yellow. Then I would have been all about it. I would have jizzed my pants, right? Like that was the best game I ever played as a kid.
And this super cool. It just used one Joy-Con, and there's like the Pokemon Go throwing Pokeballs action with the Joy-Con. And it's just the original 150, and so it's very digestible, whether you were, new to the franchise or if you were nostalgic for it. It just hits so many good spots.
I was say my kids play this one, and it's like it's perfect for younger kids because there's not a lot of really challenging random battles. The controls are very simple. And my kids are a little older; they're 8 and 6, almost 9 and 7 now, so they don't need like super simple games. But this is a good one for kids too. So.
And you don't
Which
need to
Pokemon
grind as
generation
much.
did you stop playing? Because for me, it was number 3. Sapphire was my last game.
Yeah, Ruby was
For
my
a
last
while.
game.
Okay, so
I've never
Gen
played
2.
Sapphire. I know.
No, Ruby's
it's
Gen
so
3.
good.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it is excellent.
So Shan
Fire
and I,
Red, it was also an amazing entry. Remakes the original. Very few games have been remade so many times. This is a third time remake. Well, a second remake. So 3 entries because, okay, so you got
I guess yellow,
red, blue,
kind of.
green, and yellow. So yellow is kind of like an iteration. Green was only released in Japan, so I have that copy over here somewhere. But then they remade Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then they've remade it again with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu.
Shan and I growing up, like we would always buy the games together, and he's 2 years older, so he would obviously choose his pick, and then I would have to pick the other one. And so, like, I ended up with Pokemon Red, and he had blue, and then I had gold, he had silver, and then he had sapphire, I had gold. So we always did that so that we could kind of trade across and make sure that we had both versions. But yeah, Let's Go Eevee, fantastic. And I will say, also being the younger sibling, Shan loved Eevee, and so I loved Eevee. And I don't know if I would have loved something else if I didn't have, Shan as an older brother, and as a little kid, you just kind of you kind of just follow that. But to this day, still love Eevee. Eevee's the best. I have like an Eevee bag hanging right behind me, and I have Eevee all over my desk. So I love Let's Go Eevee. It was so nostalgic to play this original game, and taking it back to the roots, but having it be in color and not on like a Game Boy Pocket that was black and white. So it was a great reimagining of that game, and having Eevee as your companion was just so delightful.
Yeah. Very quick show and tell. So I got all of these carts from Japan. Got the originals here. So blue, yellow. These are gorgeous cartridges in Japan. Silver and gold. You'll see here.
You're real close to your mic, Shan. Yeah.
Sorry. Silver and gold.
Silver and gold.
They swapped the color plates on these. That's
cool.
And let's see. Then we get some of the US versions here. up to Gen 2. And okay, Sapphire. Is this the best game ever made? I don't know. Maybe. Just chasing Suicune around the map, glorious, right? And one of the biggest twists in gaming history was finishing Johto and then realizing that they had stuffed Kanto for a completely second.
Spoiler alert.
Right? Like
Everybody knows
one of the biggest revelations. It was phenomenal. And
It's
then I
famous
have this
for post-game content, yeah.
yeah, and then this is my other set of games, both American and Japanese. So you got Leaf Greens, Sapphire, Ruby, all of these. These are gorgeous. Anyway, that's my show and tell. But
in case you couldn't tell, Shan is a big Pokemon fan. Let's go Eevee, Pikachu and Eevee, really wonderful games. They do, however, have the unfortunate circumstance of being pitted up against Breath of the Wild, which, in my humble opinion, might just be the best game ever made. So we could talk about how much we love Breath of the Wild for hours, but it's been done to death. Everyone knows why this game is amazing. It is a landmark title that completely redefined not just the Zelda series, but open world games in general. It changed how you think about and attack and approach problems. It has an emergent physics system within the game that is mind-blowing that it runs at all on the Switch, and even more mind-blowing that everything just kind of works the way that you think it should. It is just a landmark title in almost every way, and is one of, if not the best game ever made.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to decide today. Is it?
Yeah, I personally don't disagree. I agree with most of those points. It's not one of my favorites ever. There was enough struggle. Like, I was absolutely captivated the time it came out, but in hindsight, it's like there were enough pain points in that game with the emptiness of the and the lack of diversity of enemies that it soured on me. And I think it soured on me when I started playing Master Mode or Master Quest or whatever they call it, and I got stuck trying to get the Master Sword for like a few hours, and ultimately I just gave up. And it's like, you know what, I'm kind of soured on this game now, and I don't want to be, but I understand your point. It wins this round.
Yeah,
I did have a few minor quibbles. That Tears of the Kingdom, when we get to, if we win, we get to that one, we can, it addressed some of those and had some other small quibbles, but yeah, I think Breath of the Wild is an easy vote. Yay for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yes.
Anyone else want to say anything about Breath? I feel like I cut off Emerlie.
No.
Like she
We'll
wanted to
probably
say
come
something.
back
Sorry.
to it in another round.
Yeah. Good point. Breath of the Wild wins.
All right. Well,
Ooh,
this is
another
easy.
tough one.
All right.
Well,
Should
it's
we just
easy,
do-
but they're both really great games. Yeah.
Did everybody play Metroid Dread and Echoes of Wisdom?
Not Dread, but my vote is for Dread because I just know how good Dread is. I just haven't gotten
Why
around to
haven't
it
you
yet.
played Metroid Dread yet? Tucker doesn't like 2D platformers, and I understand it, but it hurts my heart a little bit every time. Metroid Dread is so good.
Yeah, Metroid Dread, perfect. This is my favorite. I think it might be my favorite Metroid game ever made. It took the spirit and ethos of Metroid Fusion and then just completely modernized it. It's tight. The animations are next level. It's like up there with Luigi's Mansion 3. This game, easy win. It breathed new life into the franchise. I'm addicted to this game.
So since we're talking Metroid Dread, I'll give my points on that one too. I have thoughts about Echoes of Wisdom as well, but Metroid Dread was really, it was and is a phenomenal game. I think that it really nails what it means to be a Metroidvania title. Its exploration is top notch. Its world is really unmatched, and it strikes the perfect balance of not stringing the player along and doing too many guideposts like go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, because if you do that too much in a Metroidvania game, you can ruin that sense of exploration. But Metroid Dread strikes the perfect balance of giving you a wide open map and giving you lots of options and different paths to explore, but the world being designed in such a way that it feels like you have a good sense of what you might need to do next, or at least kind of vague directions to head in, so that you don't feel lost. You can explore at your own pace, but you never have that feeling of like, well, I don't know what to do next, which I have felt in some past Metroid titles. Super Metroid is one that a really great game, but every time I go back to visit that game, I'm always like, oh shoot, I don't remember what to do next. And you don't get that in Metroid Dread. It's a really tightly well-designed game that doesn't string you along, but also is designed well enough that you feel like you know what comes next. Great.
Well, also, I need to say about Metroid Dread is like, I don't know that I've ever experienced a game that has given me the thrill of power fantasy as perfectly as Metroid Dread. Because all Metroid games have this where you're starting from zero, you're slowly adding these abilities. That always feels really good in a Metroid game. And then just third act, climax, you go, like, it doubles or triples your power. And you just feel like a god. And it just like, that arc of power is just so thrilling. It's like, yes, I'm at the end of the game, but I have like God mode turned on, and I just get a cruise to the end, which keeps the pacing of the ending just running, and you can't put down the game even if it's past midnight. Like, I love that pacing in a game.
Yeah, Samus is a total badass in this game. And there's a few times, like, even not just via gameplay, like giving you the tools for you to feel powerful, which it does, but it also, like, in cutscenes and stuff, little, like, ways that Samus animates where she'll walk into a boss arena and a boss is, like, you know, drooling and baring its teeth and getting ready to pounce. And Samus just kind of, like, nonchalantly, like, raises her arm cannon and, like, lazily points at it and just blasts it. And it's just this sense of, like, Samus is this hardened bounty hunter. And she's just like, I'm not afraid of you, like, whatever. Well, really, that moment, excellent stuff. Yeah,
it's excellent character-driven animations. Like, it's doing storytelling when Samus doesn't use words. Well, she does, like in Metroid Fusion and stuff like that. But like generally, an unspoken, a silent protagonist, and yet they are able to speak so much to her character and the depth of her by that one animation. That's the coolest animation in the game.
Awesome. Well, she does it a couple times. She does it. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't want to say more because Emerlie and Tucker might play it one day. Maybe, please, hopefully do it. But yeah.
Yeah, I borrowed some of Shan's Metroids, and I do plan on playing through that series. Woo! But I'm already playing through the Resident Evil series before 9 comes out, and I am about halfway through. And, you know, I'm playing all these other games. I'm trying to catch up with video games in general, but it's on my list for sure.
And Resident Evil 9 Requiem is my favorite game, and I've seen like 2 minutes of gameplay. Like, it is my favorite game.
It's made specifically for Shan. Yeah.
I'm going to get lost in that. Like, I'm going to play it the right way. Probably third person on my first run over the shoulder, but then VR mode, my family's not going to see me for a while.
Resident Evil in VR is like, that's how those games are meant to be played. Like, it's just next level VR. Good. Just and that we're getting off topic, but Resident Evil, all of the VR games for Resident Evil are really great.
Yeah. I don't think we have to speak too much to Echoes of Wisdom. Obviously it's like it took a lot of what was cute and chibi and adorable about Link's Awakening, but it modernized it and it took the interactive physics emergent gameplay from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So it's a mishmash of ideas. It's really innovative. I struggle with this title. I haven't finished yet because I completely agree with the argument that the ability to create monsters and sick them after your enemies completely takes away from the tight primary gameplay loop of any Link-driven game where you're just like using your sword or any of your weapons, so you're directly there in combat. If you get to like throw out an enemy and then walk away and hide behind something, primary gameplay is broken, and I don't like that.
So to argue with Shan a little bit there, like, yeah, it's not the gameplay you expect, but the way it utilizes puzzle solving throughout the entire game and not just in certain areas really makes up for it for me. It's like, okay, this is not a combat game. I'm not going into it expecting that. I'm going into it like, okay, I'm just going to be solving puzzles left and right in really clever ways, which I really love and appreciate. Something innovative and new, especially so close to Breath of the Wild, I thought was really unexpected in the Zelda franchise. Yeah, well, I guess I meant just something more revolutionary, like breaking out of their typical mold.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant time-wise. Yeah. It came out like a year after Tears of the Kingdom. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah. No, just like, hey, we're going to try this completely new formula again, you know, so close to trying a new formula again.
Yeah. I do kind of want to also argue a little bit in favor of Echoes of Wisdom. I think Echoes of Wisdom is a great game. It did it for me as a Zelda fan from forever. Like, I adore the series. I haven't played a Zelda game that I don't like.
Dungeon crawling puzzles as they used to be in Zelda.
Yes, it scratched this because we haven't got a lot of like classic Zelda dungeoning in some of the more recent Zelda games, which I really love. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I think they're wonderful games in their own right, but there's still that part of me that craves the like classic Zelda dungeon crawling and puzzle solving, and Echoes of Wisdom scratched that itch while still providing a new gameplay loop that I was unfamiliar with. And I really, really loved getting new echoes and finding out new ways that those worked into puzzles. And I had a really fantastic time with this game. I feel like there were some times where the combat did not quite live up to, a typical Zelda style adventure, but I also had just as many or more times where I was really enjoying the combat, where I felt like I had to be strategic with how I used certain, combat echoes and, what would work best in this situation, particularly with boss fights. So I had a wonderful time with Echoes of Wisdom. Almost nothing but nice things to say about it.
Also, I struggled with how much exposition and dialogue there was in there when I wanted to just play, and the optimization was among the worst for a first-party title.
Yeah, it ran sort of poorly. The Switch 2 patch, I've tested it out. It runs great on Switch 2 if you've got a Switch 2. Irons out all those frame
Works
things.
on my machine. Yeah.
And they actually have even updated. Yeah, it works for me. They updated the quick select menu for your echoes now, so you don't have to go through that gigantic, ridiculous horizontal
thank
scroll.
goodness.
You can like favorite echoes and stuff now, and so that helps a ton. Which is like, how was that not there from the get go? But
all right, let's table this. Metroid Dread, it moves.
Okay.
Metroid Dread.
Oh,
Metroid
I was just
Dread
going to
wins.
say, I love Echoes of Wisdom, and I loved how it brought all the different Zelda Easter eggs. Like, if you know all the different Zeldas, you have all the different characters, and I loved it for that. But yeah, it's not a very replayable game. I did finish it at least, and I've never played Metroid, but I'm going to guess that that's the better one.
You
All
can
right.
vote for Zelda. It's okay. I mean, you lose,
lost.
but you
That's
can
just
still
by
vote for it.
default.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to get very far, so what's the point? It was a decent game.
Be
but
true to
not
yourself,
something I would
Emerlie.
replay.
Vote with your heart. Yeah.
It's not going to make it far. I know that though. But it was a
Okay.
good game. It was cute.
Now we have Super Mario Odyssey versus Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. For me, it's a shoo-in. Super Mario, not only is the animation just absolutely delightful, captivating, the moment that you get to New Donk City and you get Pauline singing Jump Up Superstar is one of the greatest moments it is the greatest moment in Super Mario franchise history. Like, I was nearly in tears, bursting at the seams with like love and nostalgia for the entire franchise, and it was just a celebration of people who love Mario.
So I remember, this is going to make me sound like a terrible person. I was out of town with my, my wife and it was just my one daughter at the time. Her grandfather had just passed away, and we were all like, her whole side of the family was getting together for a funeral. He was very old. It wasn't a sad thing. It was, but one of her nephews came and I brought my Switch to like play on the plane, and one of her nephews came and he wanted to play Switch game with me. So we were doing 2-player on Mario Odyssey. And then this part, the Jump Up Superstar thing happened. And we play through the Jump Up Superstar section where Pauline is singing and you're like going through New Donk City, and it's just a celebration of Mario. And Liz, my wife, walks into the room and looks at me, and I just like have tears going down my face, and she's like, what is going on? And I was like, I'm just so happy. Like, I'm just so happy. Like, so I'm in this hotel room for her grandpa's funeral, and I'm crying tears, not because it's a sad occasion, but because I'm just having a great time with Mario, and it was a very emotionally confusing day for me. So that's me loving Mario Odyssey and being a terrible person.
Well, and I also have to speak to, I did struggle with this game as far as the difficulty curve. It's like Bonanza, where it's like there's too much easy stuff to make it accessible for everyone. They had an innovative way of
stuff.
Yeah, they have an interesting way of approaching it with that team, where they make it so like the hard stuff comes later, so you have to do your grinding with your first few hundred moons. I didn't love that. I loved the tightness of Mario 64, where you can remember every star because every star had like an objective and a challenge to it that is memorable and has a title to it. Whereas this, it's like I can't remember almost any challenge specifically, and
Yeah,
that
it's like
does
just
wonders for
finding
me in
moons
the movie.
randomly. Yeah.
And I don't
What was
love
that, Tucker?
Oh, it's like just finding moons randomly. Like there's just so many that it is just nothing's memorable about it.
That being said, Mario capping enemies and it's such a small, iterative way to change the platforming dynamic, and it just completely works. Being able to jump around with your hat, it felt as good. Like we haven't had a Mario game that felt this good since like. For me, I love Mario Sunshine. I know it's a little obtuse, but once you get
I love Mario
into
Sunshine too. Sunshine
But
forever.
once you like have a muscle memory for the mechanics of that game, you feel like you can go anywhere on that map. And Mario Odyssey was back to like the tightness of platforming where it felt like I was always 100% in control and I could go almost anywhere with this hat. But also it just made me laugh all the time, right? Like it was
It's a very
like Kirby,
silly, funny game. Yeah.
when Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out and you were constantly transforming and I was laughing fits. This game was like a close second as far as like this visual animation that just like absolutely floored me with like its delight and charm. And then third to that, or second or third, it depends, Luigi's Mansion 3, just like the amount of laughing because the animation is so good.
Yeah.
This matchup's really hard for me. Odyssey is the objective winner, but Thousand Year Door is so nostalgic for me on the GameCube version, and then the remaster just blew me away all over again. Like if I was choosing this just for me to play forever, I would choose Paper Mario over Mario Odyssey 10 times out of 10.
This is your island game?
Yeah, and so
Desert Island.
Desert Island game. I mean, just over Mario Odyssey.
That's fine.
But Mario Odyssey, yeah, I want to I agree with everything you guys said. Like, it was amazing. Loved every second of it. Outside of the difficulty curve, it was pretty easy and disappointing sometimes. But Thousand Year Door, there's just so many little things. There's some slight Metrovania aspects to it where you have to wait till you can fold into a ship to go into this other area to go get the side thing. Super hilarious, great animation in Thousand Year Door. I don't know what else to say about it.
I mean, Origami King is also hilarious for that reason.
Yeah,
Origami King is a good one. Not on the list, but also a very good game. But yeah, I want to take a quick second for Thousand Year Door as well. This is a game that I actually haven't quite finished yet. I've been playing through it very slowly because my kids really like to watch me play it, and so I've been playing it over the last almost a year, like an hour at a time, just like here and there. Well, and because I read all the voices and I do all the voices and stuff for different characters, and so it's like a thing that I do with my kids. But I love this game. Yeah, and reading the voices out loud and doing those things, it's made me realize how sharp and genuinely hilarious the writing in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is.
It's so good.
It's a lot of really original characters, a lot of genuinely funny dialogue, like really seriously well-written comedy. It's a sharp, witty, very funny game. I have pretty much nothing but nice things to say about it, and this one is a close matchup for me too. I think Mario Odyssey just barely beats it out, but this one was close. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is a phenomenal game.
Yeah, the writing is so sharp and witty. It reminds me of like the days of Conker's Bad for a Day and Banjo-Kazooie, where just like the characters themselves and their personalities and their dialogue were critical to the charm of the franchise. And we don't get a lot of games like that.
Yeah, there's a slight irreverence to everything too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but like
no, that's exactly the point.
When you get to what's the name of the main town, Tucker? The port town.
Oh my gosh,
Rogueport. When you get to Rogueport,
holy
there's
cow.
like a gallows right in the middle of the town, like a hanging gallows, and it's like, all right, I guess this is not a normal Mario game. And it's just there's this weird kind of dark comedy undertone to everything that's very, very fun, and I really love it.
I love dark comedy.
Yeah.
Barry is one of my favorite shows of the last 10 years.
Barry
for
is
that
good
reason.
stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's move
Okay.
on. So,
Oh,
Super
I haven't
Mario
done my
Odyssey.
Oh
vote.
yeah, you go.
Oh.
We just keep on forgetting Emerlie
Well,
here.
did you didn't play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, so
That
you
doesn't mean
like
she
it.
doesn't have anything
Yes,
to say.
I tried to play both of these games. So I played Mario Odyssey for maybe like 30 minutes and immediately got bored. I'm so sorry. I know. I've just those type of
Gasp.
Mario games I never really got into. Like I grew up watching Mario 64 with, all my siblings playing them, but I never really got into it myself. And so I immediately got bored with Mario Odyssey, and it sounds phenomenal. I'm sure it's great. I did play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door maybe for like 2-3 hours. So I got further into that game, and then I kind of just lost a little bit of interest, but I do plan on picking it back up. So my vote is on Paper Mario because I've made it further.
Yeah,
All
Rogue
right.
Rogue
Way to-
Rogue
way to-
Paper Mario. I'm going
Yeah,
Paper
way
Mario
to-
too. I'm
Oh,
convinced.
really?
Yeah.
Oh no! So how do we solve this? What do we decide when there's a tie? So Shan and I say Odyssey. Tucker and Emerlie say Paper Mario. What was the protocol for a tie,
Rochambeau.
Shan?
Yeah, Rochambeau. But okay. So I'm adamantly in Odyssey. Who's adamantly for Paper Mario? And let's rock paper scissors to make the fence
Sibling
sitters win.
sibling rivalry.
Paper,
Go.
scissors. I think paper will win.
All right, rock paper scissors
With who?
Emerlie, it's
with
you.
you.
Okay.
Rock. Okay.
Hold
Rock
on.
paper scissors go. Okay.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors go. You
Oh,
changed
no!
after I did
I
it.
didn't choose
Wait,
paper.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
All right.
You
all
really
right.
don't want
Let's
this to lose,
actually-
okay.
Let's sync this up. Rock, paper, scissors, go. You need to stop doing it after I do it. But
I don't care.
I
I'm
think
looking
it's
at the
I think
camera
it's just
anyway.
A slight lag
Yeah.
from because we're
All
on.
right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Okay.
the camera. I'm not looking at you anyways.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, I win that one. So now it's a tie.
The next
so let's
one.
go.
Yeah.
One more.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, it's Odyssey.
Oh. I came in there
I
with
was hoping for
paper
a
at the end.
Cinderella story of Paper Mario 1000 Year War. That would have been amazing.
Oh, I know. Well, I
So we
stuck to
wanted
my
to
guns
do-
there.
I wanted to do rock paper scissors because Eric. I had the idea first, but then Eric said he would get so mad about things that he didn't
I
get
hate
his
the
way
chance of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. if I don't get what I want because of rock paper scissors, I'm gonna throw a hissy fit.
I
Eric
think one of
doesn't
the things.
lose games. Eric wins games or
Or
quits
quit
them
them.
because they're unfair.
Because they're unfair.
I
Something
guess
else
it
we
might be.
Go ahead.
It might be funnier to have the fence sitters on both sides do rock paper scissors because it'll make the people adamantly on one side or the other
Yeah.
mad.
I like
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
I just want to throw in one more thing I love about Paper Mario. I just realized is that it had so many paper puns, and I love puns. I love coming up with them. I can throw them at people all the time. And some of my favorite characters in history are Buffy and Spider-Man because they're always making jokes and always using puns. And so Paper Mario just like scratched that itch of like all these stupid paper puns. I loved it. I did
It's
love
good
it.
stuff.
I just need to actually finish it.
That would help.
All right, are we ready to
Yeah.
reveal the next
It
two
would help.
games?
Do
We're on the
it.
other side of the bracket now. This one's an easy. Well, not easy. This
No.
one's an easy one
No.
for me. But
It's very easy. All right, Emerlie, do Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You're the only one that wants this game.
Yes, I loved
Well, hey now.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I thought it was such a delightful game. I think I got it for Christmas or something. And, like I said, I borrowed my brother's Switch a lot. Like he constantly would take it back and then he would drop it back
Different
off.
brother.
Different brother, not this brother. Different brother that lives with me. And I think got this for Christmas or borrowed it. And I just remember aggressively playing it. And I just thought it was great. It was very nostalgic of the old games, but I thought they just really did a great job with this one. And I remember my brother coming out and he started playing it with me. And so it was the middle of the night and we're just both binging this game together. I would say I mostly played it by myself, but it was great fun times together. And we were just laughing hysterically. So I loved it. It's very nostalgic for me.
all right.
I did
I
like
wanna-
it, but yeah.
I was going to say, I want to before I reveal what my vote is, I want to toss in a positive note for Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze as well. I think Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. What was that? I just had a small stroke. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is genuinely one of the tightest designed 2D platformers I've ever played. I think that the level design is genuinely very solid, brilliant in many cases. And one of the things that I really like about this game is that there are no like random floating platforms because it's, you need something to jump on. Everything exists contextually in the world. So it's a tree branch being lifted up by this. The air is blowing up a leaf and you jump on the leaf. These enemies are jumping through the air and you have to jump on them. But everything is grounded in context, and it makes the levels feel alive and colorful, and it just grounds them in this sense of tacticality that I really appreciate. I think that it's very, very well designed 2D platformer and genuinely one of the best. It's a really phenomenal game.
Yeah, so this did a lot better, game design wise than Odyssey did for me. Like the difficulty curve was perfect throughout. I loved
how tough game.
Yeah, I loved the shortness that it stayed around. I loved the central pillar of Bowser being omnipresent, causing that underlying tension.
Shan's talking about Bowser's Fury this time. I thought you were talking about Tropical Freeze still, right?
No, I have nothing to say about it.
Okay, yeah, so Shan's talking. You just didn't preface it. You just started talking. You said this game. So Bowser's Fury. Sorry, yeah. Continue, Shan.
Bowser being in the center, like constantly causing this dread and fear and tension while you're running around doing everything else. That created a wholly unique thing that I hadn't experienced in the game for a long time. Just omnipresent tension, and that helped elevate a lot of the stakes throughout the entire game and throughout every challenge that I was going through. I was like, I got to do this frenetically because I have to do it before Bowser pops up or something like that. And you could always turn around and see him in the distance. That's a cool feeling. What else to say about this? I thought when this came out that it was going to forge a new path for AAA studios where they do their big title every 6 or so years, but then they do like a half entry into their franchise that's more experimental, smaller scope for a cheaper budget, which allows them to see what sticks and what doesn't so that they could adopt it into their next game. I thought that's what this was going to be. I still think it's going to be the next Mario Odyssey is going to adopt a lot of the philosophy from this game. But this game came out, this game came out February 12th, 2021, and Miles Morales came out November 12th, 2020, so it was within a few months of each other. That did the same thing for, what's that studio? Insomniac, where they were doing a smaller half entry into their franchise that allowed them to experiment, introduce a new character, give some life to the franchise, which they ended up using and adopting a lot of that stuff for Spider-Man 2. I think this is what studios need to do so that it allows them low-risk way to experiment without having to do safe IP that barely iterates. I want more of this.
The reason I didn't play Bowser's Fury is because I was playing Miles Morales. That just clicked for me.
Tucker's like, why haven't I played this game? Everyone loves it. Yeah. So yeah, I bought this game. So Bowser's Fury comes bundled with Super Mario 3D World. It's Super Mario 3D World is the primary game, and then Bowser's Fury is like the additional kind of tacked on extra game that came out for the Switch version because 3D World was originally a Wii U game. And I genuinely think that 3D World is a good game. It is a tightly designed, sterile and slightly boring game.
Sterile. It's the most boring 3D Mario I think I've ever played.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty enjoyable, and I've played through it more than once actually. I played through it on my Wii U and again on Switch. I think it's a fun game, but when it's packaged side by side with Bowser's Fury is a short game. It takes about 3 to 5 hours to beat. And if this game was $60 as a standalone title by itself, I would buy it and feel no regret. Bowser's Fury is so much better than 3D World in every imaginable way and is genuinely one of the best Mario experiences I've ever had, even though it was so short. It does this thing where Normally in a linear 3D Mario game, it's like, okay, here's a level and you finish it, and then you do the next level and you finish it, and you do the next level and you finish it. And this one, it did something where everything takes place on like a big lake, and there's little areas of like that kind of pop up out of the lake, and that would serve as like a traditional Mario level. But instead of like going to a menu screen and then going into the next level, you do what you need to do in that little area, and then when you want to go to the next level, you just walk over to it, because it's a separate section of the same big overworld area. And then there's a lot of like little activities and things to do in the overworld area. So it's this mix mash of like an open world Mario game, but it also feels kind of level structured, because there's little areas that are sectioned off like levels, not sectioned off, but that exist kind of as like a level to play through. And I absolutely love this design style. I think that I want them to go big with this. I would love to see a full-fledged Mario title adopt a design sensibility like this. So I love Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, but Bowser's Fury gets my vote 100,000%. It's such a good game.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's clip and ship it. Let's do
So
it.
Shan and I vote Bowser's Fury. Emerlie votes Donkey Kong. What do you think, Tucker? Do you have a?
I mean, I really
horse in
want
this
to
race?
upset and just go for Donkey
Don't
Kong.
you do it. Tucker also votes Bowser's Fury.
But I'm probably gonna go Bowser's Fury just because, yeah.
Darn it.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm in charge
I
of the
think-
Figma board. I would do.
Yeah,
I would
you
just
can do
whatever
Bowser's
you
Fury
want.
anyways.
I think
If you
that'd be
haven't
too
played it, I
big
don't
of an
think you get a
upset.
vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like I keep losing these. I need to play better games.
Okay,
I
I'm
might
pretty
have
good ones.
I probably could have been a little more careful with how I put the bracket together.
This is a heavy hitter. This is
Oh, no,
this
no,
is your
this is easy for me.
This is
well, easy
not-
for me too, but
It's easy for me too, but
Yeah.
not. I'm going to pick differently from Shan. I can already feel it.
Yeah, Luigi's
Um,
Mansion 3.
Which
is
way
the
is Eric
perfect-
going to vote? Who knows?
This is the perfect Luigi's Mansion game. The animation is just titillating. It's hilarious. It's genuinely, I think, the most gorgeous game on the Switch, at least rivaled with Prime Remastered, which makes sense because, there's a lot of stuff that game didn't have from being based on a GameCube game, which allowed them to perfect the art without it slowing down the frame rate or anything like that. Luigi's Mansion 3's success caused Nintendo to buy out Next Level Studio. I love having them under their purview. I was just laughing throughout this whole thing. Luigi's physical comedy is so perfectly animated, and he is
so good.
right.
So good.
And like this game, I think has the best puzzles, like where there's an actual difficulty curve to them, but it's only something you have to think about for like 5-10 minutes, and then it clicks. Like all of the bosses have puzzles to how you beat them. And instead of just like finding out the, how they telegraph their next move and then learning that and then defeating them, there were puzzles implemented in the boss battles. That was phenomenal. I love this aspect. So there's a challenge to just like learning how to do the puzzle first before you can beat them.
Yeah, where puzzles are a staple in Zelda games, I feel like Luigi's Mansion blew Tears of the Kingdom out of the water, puzzle-wise. And it's boss battle-wise, too, because each boss is super unique and has a unique moveset and a unique way of defeating them. That's super memorable. And yeah, it just is. It's a top 3 Switch game for me, for sure.
Yes.
Probably top 10 game of all time for me. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Wow.
And-
Yeah.
And
it's
Gooigi
really-
is like the next best thing to the
yeah,
to the
it's
Polter
the
Pop.
best. Yeah.
I will never not love everything about Gooigi. just basically, like, I could know literally nothing else about Gooigi besides the fact that his name is Gooigi and be like, oh, he's my favorite Mario character. Like,
Well,
it's such a
Toad was
fantastic pun. Like,
well, like second to Luigi, like Toad is hilarious in this game.
yeah.
They have multiple segments with him that just like I just was floored with how charming it was and how hilarious it was. These are great characters to put into comedically horrific settings. It works perfectly.
Yeah, really tight writing too. Like I'd say it's comparable to Thousand Year Door, where we talked about the writing in there. Probably not as dark and edgy, just because of age of the writing, but like still super super tight, super funny, super clever. Love it.
One of the things I love about Luigi's Mansion 3 is I love that Nintendo will kind of take a genre or take an idea and then they do their own thing with it. And so like we've talked about how Pikmin was like Nintendo doing a real-time strategy. This is Nintendo doing like a horror survival game. But it's very cutesy and fun and stuff. But I want to echo all those things.
It's a scavenger hunt game.
It's a scavenger hunt game. There's lots of like lock and key puzzles, sort of like you'd find in like an old school Resident Evil game. It takes place in a mansion. Like that gives me hardcore
Nintend's
like
Resident Evil
vibes. Yeah, it's Nintendo's Resident Evil kind of, with less instead of like violent bloody combat. There's the ghosts. It's sucking them up into the vacuum, but. I think that all of the characters in this are genuinely adorable. They're super expressive, brilliantly animated. I have basically no bad things to say about this game. I think it's fantastic. And a couple of genuine jump scares that, weren't like, I was like things I weren't expecting. They got me my heart beating a little fast here and there. It's a really great game.
All right. So Eric, go to bat for Tears of the Kingdom if you dare.
So I know that this is not I don't know why everybody hates on Tears of the Kingdom. People are, it's this and that. It did this wrong or did that wrong. Tears of the Kingdom it takes what Breath of the Wild did and it improves on it in almost every way. There are a few things that it does worse, but it does so many things better. I think that as far as like the story goes, as far as the gameplay goes, the exploration is different. And I was consistently surprised playing Tears of the Kingdom how many times I would visit an area that I had visited in Breath of the Wild, but the game managed to make it feel fresh and different by adding caves or by shaking up the landscape or adding new elements. Like it was the same map, but they had changed enough things that it felt like a new adventure and it felt like I was exploring a new area, and I was constantly surprised by the things that were happening and the landscape that I encountered. And I adore Tears of the Kingdom. And a lot of people are going to cite the depths as like a bad design choice. Yeah. And I would agree with a lot of those things. I understand what they were going for with the depths. And I think that conceptually it is a very cool idea that I really, really like. In this area that's dedicated for farming, Zonite and fighting really difficult enemies. I think that they could have put a couple of settlements down there with people living down there to make it feel less empty and a little more interesting, or have just made the area a little bit smaller. I didn't really find a lot of
easier
fault with
to traverse.
I don't know. I didn't experience that. I had a pretty good time exploring the depths. I felt like there was enough treasure down there and enough treasure chests and enemies to fight that I didn't really feel bored or empty or like I was checking things off the list. I had a pretty good time in the depths. So I don't know. This is a game that seems like it was designed just for me. A lot of the arguments that people make that say, this didn't click for me because of this, I was like, I really liked that. So I love Tears of the Kingdom. I think that I'm probably going to be maybe the only one that votes for this, except for maybe Emerlie. I know that you like this game too.
We'll see.
But it's a hard. This is a hard one. But Tears of the Kingdom for me.
So here's my shtick. If this had been a Breath of the Wild, if it had been the launch title, it does all of the things that the first one did wrong and perfected it in such a way that I think this would have been one of the greatest games of all time. It was tainted only because Breath of the Wild did come out and this didn't iterate enough on the fundamentals. It's like, I already played this map for like 120 hours. I really have to do it again, but then I also have to do it in the depths, but then I also have to do it in the sky. It took what was at least traveling was faster, but it took like the tediousness of traveling this giant map that's kind of sparse and like compounded the issue, other than making travel faster. Also, the story, phenomenal. It's the best surprise I've ever had in a Zelda title since Ocarina of Time. So I bump it up several points just for the story alone.
So the final boss battle is one of
it's
one
so
of the best
so good
in the series.
It really is. Right. So the boss battles also also perfected because the first one was a little flat. Still loved it. And the other point I was going to make was the temples knocks it down for me, because although it was fun at first, all of them are the same. And that gets, like, there's some novelty to like the fire temple or whatever they're called, such that's like I can enjoy them for what they are, but it's like this, you have the same objectives in all of them. And I wanted to go back to having novel temple design where you're constantly challenging like one mechanic that you like it took one of the build mechanics, or it took something like an original Zelda game where it's like you just got the hook shot, this whole dungeon's going to be focused around that. And it's, but because they had to make it a flat difficulty curve for the entire game, the flat difficulty curve like nerfed the challenge of everything, because it all had to be accessible at all times. That was really frustrating to me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The dungeon design was something that I didn't particularly like. I still really enjoyed them, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't also itching for a little bit more, a little bit less like more unique challenges for each dungeon, because it just boiled down to like there are these 5 things, find them and activate them, dungeon done. I would have liked a little more variety in my dungeons, so I get the point that you're making there.
Yeah. And I do have to give it credit for what it did differently in this one, which is that there was like more of a challenge introductory step before you get to the temple. And that was the most interesting thing about the temples, was the challenge leading up to it.
Yeah.
All right, Emerlie, what do you have to say?
Okay, great. So when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, you know, I do have some nostalgia there. I love all the Zelda games. I've played so many of them. And when we went to Japan, Tucker, Shan, and me, I did have my other brother's Switch that I took with me. And I think this was the only game I had with me because it had just come out.
While we were there, I think.
It was like
it was right before we left.
Before.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, it had just come out. And so I brought it with me, and it's like a 10 to 12 hour flight. And then also you have like, you're taking all these trains everywhere. And so I always had it with me, and I would just pull it out anytime I was just sitting on a train or sitting, just waiting for something. And so I had a lot of fun with that, but it was because I had a lot of downtime where it was like, what else do I do? And so I did pour a lot more hours into that game versus Luigi's Mansion. I haven't beat either of these games, but I did get a decent amount of way into like Luigi's Mansion. I just haven't finished. I love Zelda. I love it. It's so great. There are some problems with this. I'm so sorry, Tuck or Eric.
It's fine. I don't care. It's fine.
Because I dog on it every now and then. Like in a lot of ththese episodes, I'm like, Tears of the Kingdom, and you're like, how dare you? Yeah, you always get upset when I bring this up, but I just, there's certain things about Tears of the Kingdom I had a hard time with, and Breath of the Wild actually, where your weapons break on you. So
you know what? You know what this reminds me of? It's when people piss and moan about the end of like Mass Effect 3, where they're like, this whole rest of everything else is awesome, but there's this one thing I don't like. I'm going to complain about all the time.
Yeah, but Luigi's Mansion has nothing wrong with it. That's the problem you're facing.
Fine.
Yeah, so let me
You're right.
So like for me, just the way I like to play games. So like all the games I play, I always like to, when I like walk into a new area, there's enemies, I have to clear the room. I do not like to run away from enemies. I always feel like I have to clear the room and kill everything, right? And so having the weapons constantly break on you, I hate that I'm always running away from combat, which for me is where I get the fun from the game. And so it's just like, I just feel like I'm avoiding what's in there. And because you don't have those dungeons and all that, it's like, at least give me combat. And I don't know. So it's just, there's reasons like that. Like I want to fight these different big bosses and, like the Lionels. I have never beat a Lionel. I cannot do it. They're so horrifying and fast, and I'm just not that good at, like, I'm decent at games, but I'm not like a master at this one.
They're scary. I get that.
Yeah, they're so scary, and it breaks my heart that I don't even want to finish, right? And so I kept trying to level up so I can get more powerful, and I've been avoiding finishing the game and doing the last couple areas and then finishing. So it's just reasons like that. And I've also realized recently, I am just not a big fan of sandbox games. It to me, it's just like, it's hit and miss.
Half-Life does it right though.
Okay. Well, I haven't tried
But go
Half-Life,
on.
but
It's not the
I
same. It's not as like immersive and emergent and stuff as Zelda, but there is a
yeah.
sandbox physics element to it that is just delightful.
Yeah. I think it's really fantastic. Like there are master builders out there who have taken this game mechanic from Tears of the Kingdom and they're able to build these crazy over the top I don't even know what you call them. Like they're making like helicopters and
Things
flying.
with wieners. Call them what they are. It's things with wieners. Yeah.
You give
Whenever
them
you
a
give
shovel.
anyone control to make player created content, the first
Yes.
thing they do is they put wieners on everything.
There's an
Exactly.
episode of Mythic
Mythic
Quest about
Quest.
this.
Yeah, you give them a shovel, they're going to make a penis. Yes, exactly. But yeah, like I loved all of these videos that popped up on TikTok of people creating like war, like they were, it was war crimes, right? Like they were just creating all of these really cool things out of that build mechanic. And I just never figured that out myself. I am not a master builder when it comes to stuff like that. Like I'm a very creative person, but that's not how my brain thinks. So unfortunately, with all that being said, I love a tighter gameplay loop. I love something that's more story driven. And so for that reason, I am going to choose Luigi's Mansion.
All right, guys, put me out of my misery. What's the winner?
All right.
Luigi's Mansion.
I do have to say though, building it can kill the pacing of when you want to just go. That's a difficult thing. However, this studio creating the immersive sandbox physics, puzzle solving, and then in the second game doing the building, both of those things were some of the most phenomenal novel mechanics I've seen in any game. As far as just like really pushing the boundaries and doing something explorative. We all were captivated. Obviously, like building became a little tedious, but it's still phenomenal that they could just like take your breath away with something so novel.
I'm still gobsmacked playing Tears of the Kingdom and like how is this even running on any machine? Like
Yeah.
it's very impressive.
No, it is.
All right.
It's a very
All right.
impressive game.
Moving on, making
But-
me sad. All right, I'm gonna win this one or I'm gonna die trying.
Should we just vote, right?
Just vote.
No, this is Super Mario Wonder. Music. Probably the best of any Nintendo franchise in this.
Sorry, continue.
Right? I can't think of any game that had better music than this. That comes off the top of my head. The wonder mechanics, just like always something to surprise and delight you. It was like Astrobot, where it's like, did they just let these people steal? Like, there were no bad ideas. They all just got to iterate on mechanics. So you're always constantly getting something new. The decimated animations, just truly breathtaking. It made me feel like I was playing an original 2D Mario. This game, and then there was just genuinely hard, difficult levels that weren't too gated. Some of it was gated in late game content, but it didn't feel like I was playing something awful until I played something great. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, this is a couch game that you play with your friends. I love this. I loved playing that entire map of getting to the end. It's just Super Mario Wonder is just so tight, and it's like it's the best 2D Mario I've ever played, and I just love Mario, period. So that one's easy for me. I just love laughing at the animations and the music and just how tight that gameplay loop is.
Does someone else
All right.
want to go first before I argue with Shan? All right, great. I love Mario Wonder. I think that I agree. It's probably my favorite 2D Mario game that I've ever played, with the exception of maybe Super Mario Bros. 3. That one's got some hardcore nostalgia for me. All the things that Shan said, spectacular animation, probably the best music in a Mario game in forever. That Piranha Plant level with the singing Piranha Plants is one of my happiest gaming memories. Just adorable, phenomenal, good stuff. I can't in good conscience vote against Smash Brothers Ultimate here, though. I have always been a huge fan of Super Smash Brothers. I played the N64 with my brother all the time, and just watching the series grow and evolve into what can only be titled as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the ultimate Smash Bros. Experience. The tagline for this game before it released is "Everyone is here," with a staggering total of 89 fighters, 103 stages, each of those stages having different, like Battlefield, Final Fight, and Ultimate Battlefield variation. So really actually upwards of more like 300-ish stages. And then an additional, I think it was like 12 stages with the DLC and 12 fighters with DLC. And then an expansive
including
story.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Including Banjo mother flippin' Kazooie. Like so many like picks in this, like characters in this game that we never thought we'd see in Smash Bros. People who love Kingdom Hearts, I am not one of those people, but people who love Kingdom Hearts finally got Sora for, you know, in those games. You get Solid Snake, King K. Rool, you get, you know, just the classics, Captain Falcon, new versions of Link and Mario, Pokemon Trainer is back. The Inklings from Splatoon, like just so many classic Nintendo things, so many big franchises outside of Nintendo. If you go into the Mii costumes, there's like Doom Guy, there's Altair from Assassin's Creed, Ezio from Assassin's Creed that you can get Mii costumes for. It is a celebration of gaming. Shovel Knight is an assist trophy. Super Smash Brothers evolved from a celebration of Nintendo into a celebration of gaming in general. And I adore Mario Wonder. I think it's one of my favorite Switch games, but I have to go to bat for Smash Bros. I love this game. And the man who, you know, the man, the myth, Masahiro Sakurai is a legendary game developer. And this game deserves, you know, everything that it's achieved. It's fantastic.
Right.
It's
No, wait, Tucker, you go.
Oh yeah, say it's no secret that I hate 2D platformers, so Smash Bros hits all the right notes for me. I mean,
But
Smash
it's not
Bros
fun
is
to
going
play
to
with
be
Eric because he always wins.
Yeah, well, get better at it.
No, I
Yeah,
want to stay average.
See, I love it because so Shan, Eric, and I played Super Smash Bros Ultimate a lot before Shannon and I had kids. That kind of, you know, threw a wrench into things.
I played when I had kids.
Yeah, cool for you, man.
As indicated by my hours count.
Yeah, your kids are used to neglect.
Yeah. Yeah, you've spent 3 months playing video games instead of spending time with them.
Sometimes it's both.
Things can be two things.
Things.
But yeah, just like playing it, just super nostalgic of just like from the N64 version all the way up to here. It's just always a fun experience. Like I remember playing Melee in college. Just yeah, amazing. Not Melee. What was after Melee? Why can't I think of it?
The one for we played. Well, we used to play the one for Wii U. So there was Melee, and then there was Brawl for the Wii, and then Wii
Brawl,
U.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Smash
yeah.
for the Wii U, and then Smash for the 3DS. They released it at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I'm with you, Eric, for all the reasons you said. Just yeah, the shock of how many characters are there when you start, and then just the DLC that kept on rolling out over and over and over again. Like I'm surprised you said 89 fighters.
89 is what it started with, and then an additional 12 fighters.
Okay, so we are over 100. 101?
Over 100 fighters, you know, if you're counting the different variations of levels, something like 300 levels, an incredible amount of rule sets, a story campaign that takes, you know, easily like 10 to 20 hours of content just for single player
an actual
stuff.
Story campaign, which was very fun. Anyway, yeah, so I'm with you on Ultimate
Smash Bros. Emerlie, do you have any thoughts about either of these games?
I haven't played Wonder, so my vote is on Super Smash Brothers.
A little bit of an upset.
I am sad to see Wonder go so soon because I think it's a genuinely amazing game, but I'm even gladder to do this.
All right, let's move on. Oh, okay. Well,
this one's another tough one.
Really? Mario Kart 8. No, I didn't play Animal Crossing, so I don't really get a vote on that one.
I'm going to change y'all's votes and then it just a minute here. I feel like I keep talking. Someone else talk first, and I'll go next.
Okay, I'll talk about Animal Crossing. Absolutely love Animal Crossing. So this game came out, 2020? Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, like COVID day one.
Yeah,
it was
COVID
like
day
May
one.
2020. It was like right after. It was like a month after lockdown.
Yeah, so my wife was working at Chase Bank at the time. One of her coworkers got COVID early on, so they shut the whole branch down, and she worked from home, which means we just played Animal Crossing all day, every day.
Work from home equals play video games all day.
Yeah. I mean, no joke. I mean, we were up till the butt crack of dawn multiple nights in a row just playing Animal Crossing. I need to check my hours, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, we definitely got 300 hours within like, I don't know, as early on as you can get 300 hours with also getting a few hours sleep and eating. It was just constantly on. Paying off a mortgage was super satisfying. Probably one of the only times I'll be able to do that in my life is actually pay off a mortgage.
I'm in deep with the raccoon
homeless.
mob. I need my bells.
Yeah,
More likely
I
to
never
become homeless than pay off your mortgage.
Yeah. I never thought just trivial daily chores would be such a invigorating gameplay loop, but it was. I got obsessed with completing so many things. I was able to get all the different flowers, which you have to breed certain flowers, and there's some like the blue rose that you have to go like 3 levels into breeding. So it's like, okay, I need to do,
This is my 4th generation special
yeah, this is my
flower.
4th generation special flower. It looks like the 1st generation, but it's different. And now I'm going to try to get a blue rose out of this. Yeah. And that took, I mean, it was probably a few years after, because I remember just having it set up at work and like, okay, I got to wake up, water my flowers, take out the buds that aren't them. Then I have to go, find our bell tree so I can then knock the bells off of it, get my 30,000 bells, and then plant, 10,000 so I'll grow into another tree.
Routine,
So it got my routine. And then, once you hit 5 stars, they can start terraforming, and it's just, I don't know. It's an amazing, so much to do, so much replayability. And then they went nuts with DLC, which added so much more to it as well. And then there's certain villagers that you want to get. I have a really I don't know, something super close to my heart with this game. I'm just going to mention it. So, earlier that year, my wife and our dog passed away, and his name was Mac. And there's a villager that's Mac, that's a dog, in Animal Crossing. And so, anyway, when the villager moves away, you can like go hop islands to try to find a villager to invite to your island and live there. And so we would just be kicking villagers out left and right, trying to get Mac the dog. And then was like,
not you.
You're cool.
And it took months to track him down. We finally tracked him down, got him to come to an island, and it was like a hallelujah moment. And then it was just like every day we'd just go spoil Mac the dog with anything we can give him. And it was just amazing. And he was our first villager that gave us his photo, which was like a big relationship milestone between you and your villagers, Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing wins it for me 10 times out of 10, even though I played the crap out of Mario Kart 8. Love that game. That game probably has, I don't know, a lot of hours for me, just grinding away, trying to unlock all the carts, the gliders, the tires, the characters. But Animal Crossing is going to win for me.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about Mario Kart first, because if I talk about Animal Crossing, I might cry. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a phenomenal game. I love it. It's probably the best in the series. I really, really like Mario Kart World. I think that's another really good one, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is hard to top. Just again, for numbers' sake, 96 tracks. If you count like the 48 tracks that came as DLC. So the ones that just came with it, 48 tracks, which is already 16 more tracks than any other Mario Kart game before it. And then on top of that, 48 more tracks as DLC. So a total of 96 tracks is an absolutely bonkers amount of content for a Mario Kart game. The gameplay mechanics, pretty much perfect. It's just an incredibly fun game to play with people of any skill level. I play with my kids. I play with the rest of my family. I play with Shan and Tucker online. I play with some other friends I have online. Like I play with my brothers. It's fun for everybody all the time. I love Mario Kart 8. And I actually am not sure how I'm going to vote on this one because of how much I like Mario Kart 8. But Animal Crossing is, I actually didn't play Animal Crossing when it first released. I have never really been into the whole, like, the simulation game, the whole work-a-day, do menial tasks things. It's never really been my jam. Life sim, never really been my jam. And so I just kind of was like, I don't really want to. Everyone in the world was talking about how fun it was to do simple things, and I was just like, whatever. But then, so my mom didn't ever like video games. She didn't like video games. But then she got Animal Crossing on the GameCube for my younger brother. As a kid, we thought he had some learning disabilities. Turns out he was autistic. And so she got him this game because the doctor recommended video games for improving hand-eye coordination. So she got him Animal Crossing. And Matt didn't play that game once, but my mom played that game every single day. And so my mom, during the pandemic, not long after it started, got really diagnosed with cancer. She was really sick. And so she couldn't do a lot, started playing Animal Crossing, and, really loved playing that. And she, shortly after she passed, I just was kind of wanting to feel a connection with her. And so on a whim, I picked up Animal Crossing because it's the only game my mom ever played and ever enjoyed. And I picked up Animal Crossing and immediately just got into it. I loved every part of it. I thought it was so fun to do all the little menial tasks and build my house and decorate it and go around my island and look for fossils and just do the stupid menial things that I didn't think, collecting all of the fish and the bugs and stuff, and then going into the museum and being like, look at all the stuff I caught. And so my daughters used to go over to my mom, her name was Lynette, they called her Grandma Nettie. They used to go over to Grandma Nettie's house and say, can we play the walking game? Because it's the game where you walk around and you can do fun, cute things. And so they still call it the walking game, and I think it's super cute. But my mom, wow, maybe this isn't the right platform for this. My mom built a house in her island area. And a little while after she passed, I visited that island because it's on my little brother's Switch, and I got to walk around her house that she made in Animal Crossing, and every room was, bunk beds and toys, and even in a fictional world, my mom she was building space for her grandkids and thinking about other people. And it was a really special experience for me. And I love Animal Crossing, and it makes me feel connected to my mom. And so I think that even though I've probably played more Mario Kart and I do that more frequently, Animal Crossing has to get the vote for me just because it's special to me. So.
Well, I'll give it up for Animal Crossing because my wife played it and it kept her distracted so I could do my own things.
You can go for Mario Kart. Yeah. You don't have to.
Way to undercut that emotion there.
Yeah. Eric's just for a moment. I'm crying too. And then
I'm trying not to cry. I have makeup on. I'm like, oh, I'm such a sucker. I'm an easy crier.
Yeah, and there's a couple times where you get letters from your character in Animal Crossing has a mom, and they'll send you letters. And the first time I booted up that game, I had a letter from Mom, and I collapsed on the floor. I was like, because for a second I thought it was from my mom that she had, but of course, how could she do that? So we're getting a little heavy, but it's okay. I like that I can feel connected to her in that way.
Emerlie, anything
so
sure?
I don't
vote Animal Crossing. Yeah, Tucker votes Animal Crossing.
I never got into Animal Crossing either. I think it's something.
You'd love it.
It looks like something I'd love. It's just I haven't had a lot of time and money to actually buy games and put a lot of time into it. And just in the last couple of years, I've really jumped right back into it. And I've been binging a bunch of stuff, but that's just one I haven't gotten around to. So it looks great. It looks like something I'd love. Yeah.
I can only do one life sim every 5 years.
right.
Wait for. I'm sure that they're cooking up the next Animal Crossing. You could probably just wait for that one. Yeah.
Well, now that I have a Switch too, I've been playing a lot of nostalgic games for me. So I just heavy binged Harvest Moon 64, and I think I would love Animal Crossing. I tried Stardew Valley, all of that, but I definitely know I would get sucked into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just say Animal Crossing.
Let's do it.
Didn't realize
done
it
with the
carried
first
so much
round?
emotion.
Yeah, I think that's the first round. I think
yeah,
we
that's
can
it.
go.
So let's just do like blind voting in the next round. See if we have to argue it out.
All right, so
I
the
think
next
so.
one,
Okay.
Pikmin 4. It's harder to zoom in on these ones. I put them too far apart. Here, hang on. Let me just. Oh no, why are you doing
That's
that?
fine.
Okay, well, Pikmin
We'll
4
we know what it is.
versus Zelda. Breath of the Wild.
we'll do a blind shoot with numbers 1 and 2. Number 1 is Pikmin 4. Number 2 is Breath of the Wild. 1, 2, 3, go. All right.
Unanimous.
Sweet.
It's Breath of the Wild over Pikmin 4.
We love you, Pikmin 4. It's nothing personal. Breath of the Wild just changed video games forever. All right.
It was simple. All right. Metroid Dread is 1. Mario Odyssey is 2.
So
are you ready?
Metroid Dread is 1. Mario Odyssey is 2. Hey, let me ruminate on this for a second. Let me just feel this in my
Eric's
bones
disqualified.
for a minute before I vote. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
No vote.
So it's
that was me.
So
I did one.
Emerlie's out. She hasn't played them. Eric and I were on one for Metroid Dread, and Tucker did Mario Odyssey.
That was a hard
Because he
one.
hasn't
I
played
was
Dread.
between it. Yeah. Well,
That
and also
was a
like
hard one.
what I've seen
But what
from
if I
Dread,
told
it
you-
was hard.
But what if I told you
Yeah.
Metroid Dread was the spiritual successor to Metroid Fusion?
Yeah, that's why that was what I'm basing my voting
If
off
you
of.
love Metroid Fusion, I'm shocked you haven't played Metroid Dread. It's a direct sequel. You'd love it. So just play it,
Yeah.
Tucker.
Okay, fine, I'll play it. I'll just
Do
buy
it. Do it right now.
You.
Tucker has
Right.
to leave the rest of this recording because he's going to go play
So we
Metroid
can,
Dread.
and then we'll come back and finish.
Okay, next side.
All right, next side. We're going back up. So we are doing Bowser's Fury versus Luigi's Mansion 3. Ooh. Oh, no. So Bowser's Fury is 1. Luigi's is 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah. Ooh.
Okay,
Okay, go. I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
3.
Wow, you.
Three's not
sorry.
an
What?
option.
Three's not an option.
3 is Luigi's Mansion 3.
My secret option. Both of them. Yeah.
No, my brain just went to 3 because Luigi's Mansion 3, and I completely disconnected from what we were doing.
I don't know how many people listen instead of watching, but we're holding up fingers, and Shan held up. 1 was supposed to be for Bowser's Fury, 2 was for Luigi's Mansion, and Shan held up 3. Shan got confused. Yeah.
Numbers are hard for me.
Yeah.
I was always
words.
held back in school.
Shan's better with words. Yeah.
Better at words than these people. I'm not better with numbers. So number 1 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 2 is Animal Crossing. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, so we got 3 on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Tucker's on Animal Crossing. So that pushes Smash Brothers up.
I know I just told that really heartfelt story about Animal Crossing, but Super Smash Brothers it's just some next
You
level
like to
stuff.
smash things.
I do
Yeah,
like
that
to
was
smash
that was a
things.
hard one. Just my emotional connection to Animal
Mhm.
Crossing
That's fair.
and the amount of hours I've poured into it. I'm just too far deep into vote against it.
Yeah, me too. Whoops. All right. Okay, so we are now officially in the semifinals. Yeah.
Things are getting
Ooh.
serious. So number
Serious
1,
stuff.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 2, Metroid Dread. Do you have yours in mind?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm out. I chose Metroid Dread as I'm the only one. Breath of the Wild wins. It goes to the finals.
To be fair, that's a close one. Metroid Dread is a really fantastic game.
But see, there are flaws with Breath of the Wild. Like, it was transformative. I lost 30 pounds on the elliptical playing it. Like, this game was a fantastic entry for me. It's just,
Listen,
there are flaws with it, even though it did so many things correct. But Metroid Dread was perfect from beginning to end, period. And it was the best 2D Metroid game.
I would agree with that. When push comes to shove, I've never had more fun with a video game than I have with Breath of the Wild. And that's the metric I'm using.
All right, let's move on.
All right, Luigi's Mansion 3 versus Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Hold on, I have to
Okay.
think about this.
Okay,
All
so
right, give us
Luigi's Mansion 3 is 1, Shan, not 3.
I actually had it, my fingers ready in the
To do 3. I should have just let you do it. So Luigi's Mansion is 3, Super Smash Bros. Is 2.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, so
I
we're
kind of
wow.
lose that one.
Luigi's Mansion 3 beats Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay,
That's crazy.
I did not expect Luigi's Mansion 3 to make it to the finals.
That's how crazy good it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm happy that it's here. I disagree, but I'm glad that it made it this far. I have no bad feelings about this, Luigi. So we need something special. What climactic? Let's all sing a song or
do a drum roll.
Snare drum, Eric. You shouldn't have to specify.
All right. So
snares are part of the drum
we're down
kit.
to the big one, the finale.
Yeah. Okay, this is big deal. Does
tough.
anybody have any final closing arguments? I guess that reveals what you're gonna say, though.
Yeah.
Or what you're gonna choose.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine though, right? We can
a little bit.
Do we want? So maybe we can vote and then we'll give our. Because I feel like some kind of like closing arguments are in order, right?
Okay.
I don't know what the best way to do that is. Maybe we vote and then give a closing statement about it each game.
Yeah. How about if it's a tie, we have arguments. You could still say your piece afterwards if you have to. All right. Are you ready?
Okay.
So wait,
what's
Breath
one?
of the Wild is one.
It's like left to right, top to bottom. This is how reading works.
I figured. I just didn't want there to be confusion when Shan votes 3 again.
See, I do the reading, I do the words. Eric does the numbers. But he could.
I'm the smart one. You're the potato one. Okay.
All right. So 1 Breath of the Wild, 2 Luigi's Mansion. 1, 2, 3, go.
Ooh,
Well, it's a tie. Whoa. Okay. So we need to pick one person from each side. Eric's very passionate.
Wait. This is the perfect opportunity for closing arguments and then rock, paper, scissors, right?
Yeah.
I guess we have to do rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Okay, so I say closing arguments, revote, still a tie, rock, paper, scissors.
Although it probably will be, but yes.
I mean, I think
nobody ever changes their mind in a debate. That's not how debate works.
Let's do it anyways. I bet I could. Yeah.
Eric Emerlie, Breath of the Wild, go. You have 1 minute.
Breath of the Wild is a game that changed video games. It was transformative, unlike anything that came before, and there's nothing quite like it since. Games have tried to imitate it and have not really hit that same thing. The ability to freely move anywhere, do anything, solve puzzles how you want to solve them, interact with the world how you want to interact with them, and the fact that things just work the way that you think they should. You think to yourself, I wonder if I could do that. 9 times out of 10, you can. It's brilliant game design and the most fun I've had with a game, minute for minute, without comparison.
Okay, Emerlie, you have 25 seconds.
Okay, Breath of the Wild is absolutely
Why does
beautiful.
she get less time?
You have 1 minute
35 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. No, start her timer over. Let Emerlie speak.
It's okay. Breath of the Wild is breathtaking. It is absolutely beautiful. I've never been in such awe of a map besides with Hollow Knight. And this is something that has just not really been done, like Eric said. And it really just transformed the whole industry and pushed other games to think outside the box. And so the map is so expansive and crazy. And it's Zelda. We're not choosing Zelda. Come on, guys. Vote for Zelda.
Okay, well, I'm going to go now. Okay, Luigi's Mansion 3. Perfect, had no flaws. The puzzle boss fight, I mentioned all of this before. The animation, the music, literally a perfect package. Literally perfect. And it perfects all the things of the original franchise. The things that I struggled with Breath of the Wild with, a lack of enemy diversity, some emptiness of the world, but also I can't forgive the original sin of abandoning the lock and key puzzle box mechanics of the original franchise. Like nothing beats like a Wind Waker or an Ocarina of Time or a Link to the Past. I wanted lock and key dungeon crawler puzzles. Period.
I just want to point out
Eric,
really
you are
quick.
cutting into our time. You do not get a rebuttal.
Out really quick that Emerlie and I didn't have to take pot shots at the other person's game while we were making our argument. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Luigi's Mansion was already perfect. So.
Okay, so I'm going to take pot shots as well because that's the reason why I went with Luigi's Mansion over Breath of the Wild. I agree with everything Emerlie and Eric said, but I also agree so much with what Shan said. Is Luigi's Mansion is so buttoned up and tight and just perfect start to finish, where Breath of the Wild has some, like absolute industry changing, franchise changing. There are some big flaws. The divine beasts feel very half thrown together, and the final boss is probably the most disappointing final boss in any video game in the last 20 years.
Yeah, especially getting there and just like the divine beast take out half of its life. It's like, okay, cool. Thank you for making this too easy.
Time's up.
But yeah, and then Luigi's Mansion, it has fantastic puzzles, adorable characters, hits on a lot of emotions. Doesn't hit the super high emotional, like I'm gonna cry like Breath of the Wild does, but it made me laugh, it made me spooked out, it made me go it's really tantalized a lot of parts of my brain that I feel like a really good video game should do, and I feel like it's more of an actual piece of interactive art than Breath of the Wild is.
It has such a gamut of emotions. Yeah, that's a good point. The director was able to capture all of those. Anyway,
I'm just looking at my watch.
Yeah,
here,
right.
And,
no, we're not.
Shan's the official
debating anymore.
timekeeper. Yeah, Shan, what do we have?
We're
Like
just talking.
Yeah, we have
Okay, are we
55 more
voting
seconds
again?
left, Shan. Right?
So, are we voting again, or are we just? I feel
we're
like
voting
our vote's
again.
not going to change.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh!
What?
I flipped.
Luigi's
You told me
Mansion
to
is
take
gonna
the
win.
weekend. You know what? You guys were right. I started thinking about some of the problems I had with Breath of the
I'm gonna
Wild.
do it anyways.
Is that-
That's not how
For
winning
you guys,
works,
I hate
Eric.
high school.
I do love Breath of the Wild, but out of all the Zelda games, it's not even in my top 3. Probably not even in my top 5. I'd have to think about it.
That's bonkers.
Whoa. So I
Whoa.
actually won with the argument of like it fails in the franchise lineage.
You know, I had to. I forgot about the
Never
Divine
been more
Beast.
angry
It's
at the
been
three
so
of you.
long since I. Look, Breath of the Wild is breathtaking, but it's been so long since I've played it. I forgot how empty the Divine Beast felt. And, you know, if you compare
Tucker
Breath
won
of the
with that.
Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, absolutely Breath of the Wild. It's a little bit tighter. It's less of a sandbox, or it is a sandbox game, but you're not like building all of these vehicles and stuff. And that's just not how my brain works. But it's a good game. I do really love Breath of the Wild.
No.
But
It's fine, you flip flopper.
just like
breaking
I
my
said
heart.
earlier, I'm more into like a tighter gameplay that is narrative and story driven and cute and creepy at the same time. And Luigi's Mansion does hit all those notes.
My faith
Okay,
in
I did
debate
not.
has actually been restored. I didn't know you could change minds.
It did it.
I haven't even
I did
finished
not
Luigi's
have
Mansion
Luigi's Mansion
3.
3 winning this on my bingo card at all. This
I
was
thought
a real
for
dark
sure
horse.
Breath of the Wild was
Yeah.
a lock for
I thought so, too.
before we even started this. Is like Breath of the Wild's gonna win. Like,
If I had
convinced me
purely
with-
my say, it would be Metroid Dread,
Yeah.
for the record. But I'm really happy about this outcome.
I
Yeah.
love Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm frankly surprised it got through the semifinals against Smash Bros. That surprised me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm re-
I don't know if I'd say it's deserved because I think it's a phenomenal game, but like
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised by how this turned out. I thought it would be like it'd be Breath of the Wild versus Smash Bros. Or Breath of the Wild versus Animal Crossing.
You
That's
guys
kinda how
had
I thought
me
it was gonna
at-
go.
Yeah, you guys had me at Divine Beast. That was the closing
Mhm.
argument.
Well,
that reminder of
there's
how
it.
empty
There's
they
the bracket,
felt.
you guys.
Okay, so quick to top this off. So I would have chosen Metroid Dread. Eric would have chosen Breath of the Wild. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay, Tucker and Emerlie, what would you have chosen?
I'm between Luigi's Mansion 3 and Animal Crossing.
Okay.
That
And
would have
then
been
Emerlie?
that would have been a
Oh,
very
that's
hard
so
semis
hard.
for me.
I don't know.
Emily would have
Tropical
chosen
Freeze.
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
I probably would have. Out of all
a
of
great
these,
game. A great game. Yeah.
I think out of all of these, it's the one that like I think about every now and then. I'm like, I really need to buy Tropical Freeze. I want to replay it. That's the one I keep wanting to come back to, but I haven't yet. It really was delightful. So yeah, I would say Tropical Freeze.
Okay. So quickly, let's get through a couple other very short things. So what was your most disappointing game? For me, it was probably Hyrule Warriors, maybe Ring Fit. Pokemon Sword was
Oh,
pretty bad. But
I do
Hyrule
wanna
Warriors.
Yeah, I do just want to super duper fast before we jump into that. We have a list of honorable mentions. Of course, we couldn't cover every game on this list. I just wanted to go through a couple of other first party games that are phenomenal, but this didn't quite make the cut. We won't talk about them or argue about them. I'm just going to kind of go through a list. I feel like the Splatoon series, Splatoon 1 and 2, not really my jam, but I understand lots of people love those games. They probably deserve a place somewhere on here of like a more homogenized list.
It's a Gen Z game. That's not us.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really my jam, but it's very popular. Link's Awakening is a really good one. Both of the Mario Rabbids games are so much better than they have any business being. And if you haven't played them, you should. And they just barely didn't make my list. They're very, very good games. Metroid Prime Remastered, same thing. Almost made the cut. So good. But if you're picking a Metroid game, you got to do Metroid Dread. Mario Maker 2, really, really good. Super Mario RPG. Fire Emblem's Three Houses is another one that I absolutely adore that I didn't think that I would love, but I love that game. Pokemon Legends Arceus is the ugliest, best Pokemon experience I've probably ever had. It might be the ugliest game I've ever played, but it's probably the most fun I've had playing a Pokemon game. I really like that one. New Pokemon Snap is another one, and then Paper Mario Origami King is another really great game as well. So just some games that are also really great, deserve a mention, but didn't quite make the list.
Quickly, most disappointing Switch game?
Mario Party, not Jamboree, just the first Mario Party
Superstars
on the Switch.
Yeah, Mario Party
Superstars
is great. Yeah, Superstars was disappointing because it
really
was fun,
like,
but it only had like 4 maps.
So small, and it's just it was like an evening, and I was done playing it, and I was like, oh, okay, that was the whole game, cool.
So I looked through and I listed first party games, and I didn't have a lot of first party games, and so I was really disappointed by. There's a couple here and there that were a little bit this, that, or whatever. I was disappointed by the story of Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I felt like it fumbled the story really hard in its most important moment. But the gameplay and the characters and everything in that game were enough for me that it's number 11 on my list at 105 hours. So I clearly liked something about it.
It was mashy and the optimization was poor and the story didn't captivate me. So there were a lot of things that disappointed me. Ring Fit was just like, why did I even buy this? I can't lose weight playing this game.
Yeah, but I think that genuinely the most disappointed I've been playing a game on my Switch is I played a game called Oceanhorn 2, which is like an indie game. It's sort of like a 3D Zelda game. And I had read some reviews and heard some positive things, and it's just not a good game. It's boring and slow and poorly designed.
Emerlie, most disappointing.
I can't think of anything specific. Near the bottom, probably Tears of the Kingdom.
Emerlie's not invited anymore. You're hurting my feelings, attacking me.
I love
personally.
Zelda games, and that's just so far down on my list. So unfortunately, that just because I haven't played a lot of games, and I'm still trying to catch up. I'm gonna have to say Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, my most disappointing is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I hate that game. It's stupid and bad.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's so good.
Let's keep moving. We have no time, right? Game you're most disappointed you didn't get. There were a lot of rumors out there of what games we'd get. We thought we'd get Wind Waker, Twilight Princess port. We thought we'd get Metroid Prime games. We just got one of them. Getting Metroid Prime 4 bumped by several years. I think
by
that
an
was
entire
my
generation. Yeah, I'm with you, Shan. Metroid Prime 4 being announced with the Switch 1 being announced, and then not getting it for an entire Switch generation.
I had it pre-ordered, and it was canceled on me.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. That was a bummer.
It's been 8 years?
I would love a Twilight Princess port. That is something that I will always hold out for. But I'm actually going to quickly change my previous answer. It was actually when they re-released Skyward Sword. I thought they were going to change their awful mechanics. And I bought the game, spent all that money to finally be able to beat the game. And the mechanics were still terrible. And that kills a game faster than anything.
So Emerlie is not just attacking one, but two of Zelda games.
I'm
Also, anecdotally, Emerlie thought I stole her Skyward Sword game on the Wii for like 8 years, and then she found out she just put it in the wrong case, which is just something she does.
And I think I have two. I think I have 2 copies of Skyward Sword. I do. I
She
always
thought she had 0. She had 2.
I put DVDs and games in the wrong cases all the time. It drives everyone
that is
crazy.
no way to live life.
You open up your next game and you take what's out and you put it into that case.
Wait, this isn't an Inception. This is Skyward Sword.
You just have to wait the next 20 years until you watch that movie again.
Yeah,
Exactly. Future problem for future me.
Yeah.
I was also similarly bummed by no ports of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. I thought that those were both great versions of those games, and every time there was a Nintendo Direct, that's what I was hoping for. And in my pie in the sky hope, I was always hoping for some kind of remake of Ocarina of Time. I don't know how real that is, but I want that. I'd pay hundreds of dollars. They could slap a $200 price tag on an Ocarina of Time remake, and I would pay it without blinking.
Eric would personally
How much are you willing
finance
to?
it.
How much are you willing to pay? 100, 200,
Yes.
300. Well, hold
Probably.
on.
Really think about this.
400.
Just
My
tell me
most pie in the sky random was Banjo-Kazooie Revival. I thought maybe because there was no indication this was ever going to happen. Maybe some random rumors around Microsoft getting nicer with their IP, especially around Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because of that reveal in Super Smash Bros., I started fantasizing that somebody was like it was going to restore my hope in humanity. Somebody was going to finance it, and they were going to build it in secret and just drop it one day.
I was really hoping for the revival of Rare. For
Conquer would be great too.
Conquer would be an amazing.
Killed that studio.
Yeah,
the best, the best games of the N64 era, as far as like personality and nostalgia goes. Those were the whole package. Rare was just knocking it out of the park. Other than like Ocarina of Time, obviously, that and Mario 64 could beat those. But anyway, anything else you want to share?
I love the Switch. It is, I mean, now that the Switch 2 is out, it's hard to say that it's my favorite console ever because the Switch 2 is new and shiny, but I love the Switch. It has so many phenomenal games. I don't think there's ever been a console generation where so many great first-party games have released at such like a high frequency. It's like almost every month for like the whole life cycle of the system, which is insane. So
there's a down year or two, but yeah.
I mean, I said almost, but I mean, before we started doing this episode, I went through and I looked up every single first party release for the Switch and its whole life cycle. And I put it on like a little Excel spreadsheet for us to go through, but it's like almost every single month for the entire life cycle of the Switch. Just first party games all the way through. It's just really impressive. And it's, my favorite console without close competition. I'd always rather play it on my Switch. I love it.
So, although not exclusive to the Switch, Hollow Knight would wipe the floor with all these games. Just saying.
I don't know about all of them.
Well,
but
it'd be out in the first round.
But that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
It'd be out in the first round.
It could go up against Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and I would choose Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
That game could be the star of a show called Games I Don't Care About. Not for me. I love Hollow Knight. That's what Tucker thinks, though.
My also finishing thought is this game, like the portability of the handheld, fundamentally revolutionized the game industry. I have brought my Switch to Portugal, Dominican Republic, Japan, 7 different states. Like this thing goes with me on every single vacation period. It's every part of my downtime. It's every flight. It just keeps my hands busy. It keeps me entertained. Flights now feel like a nothing burger. I have lots of fond memories, like in Dominican Republic, Metroid Dread just barely came out, and we got to our like 3rd or 4th day. We went into a bubble for glamping, and I straight up just stayed on the bed for like 8 hours straight and played Metroid Dread, even though I was on vacation. Like this, and the Switch OLED had just come out too. That was the first game that I played on the OLED.
Oh yeah, Metroid Dread looks awesome on an OLED screen. It was like it's like they were made to be in tandem. Yeah.
I also spent thousands of dollars learning how to solder, and I picked up a bunch of switches from the Switch Lite graveyard online. I repaired like 3, And so I lost a shit ton of money doing that.
But on the plus side, now you have a bunch of broken parts that will never mean anything for anyone.
And cases, well, people would often say, like, don't worry, it doesn't have any water damage. We've never opened this. Then I'd open it up, and like every single one of them had water damage and had been opened before. So they were all just lying to me to get my money.
Yep.
I also have like 100 Switch sticks to repair consoles with that are just sitting here because I thought I was going to repair people's consoles for a while with stick drift. That didn't happen. So I just have a shit ton
if you have stick drift, send an email to Shan and he will fix your Switch for you.
Shan,
$50.
Nintendo Switch Boy at gmail.com.
Yeah.
I was gonna fix them for like $15 or $10. I fixed Tucker's and I forgot to reconnect one of the ribbons on it, and so I owe him a fix on that. But I never remember to bring my micro screwdriver with me. So
yeah, I took apart and put new plates on Joy-Cons. Like I got some custom colored plates, and it's like a whole. It's very involved. It's not easy.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my final thoughts. Anything else?
No, I'm excited to do this in 7 years with the Switch 2.
Yay!
Yeah, or the PS5 when we ultimately.
What games
have,
would we
10,
talk about? It'd have to be a way smaller bracket.
10 games, they'd all be remakes.
Is it just every single game that's released on the PS5 and it would barely fill out the bracket?
Yeah.
That's right. No console has ever had this depth of library where everything was really just like the perfect game of that franchise and just very well polished, great production value. They really know how to get into discovering the primary gameplay loop on all these games and just delivering what fans want and what they need, what they don't even know they need. And so everything in this console just blew me away.
It's peak Nintendo. It's their golden age.
And we're going to go into sort of a game desert with this next console, I'm sure, because production time is slowing down. But it's just, that's fine. We had the best of the best this last time, and we can keep replaying them. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Please like, comment, subscribe. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. Thank you for joining us on this very ridiculous. We did not expect Luigi's Mansion 3 to win. That made my day.
I'm still shocked about it. You know what? It's a great game. I'm not going to be mad about it, but I'm going to be salty about it.
Okay. Well, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Outro. Bleep-a-doof, bleep-a-deep, bloop-a-dee-blow.